Rain, rain, go away. But it never did last night. The result, 4 innings of hard-hitting baseball that does not count. Today, the Indians hope the power from Grady Sizemore. And Travis Hafner carries over against the Tigers ace as the Indians host the Tigers next on Sports Time Ohio. It's a chilly, overcast day on a Saturday afternoon in downtown Cleveland. Also incredibly windy. The winds have been clocked at 33 miles per hour as the Indians and Tigers will once again try to get Game 1 and now a 2-game series underway today. Good afternoon and welcome into our broadcast along with Rick Manning. I'm Al Pulowski, and once again, Game 1 of this 2-game series now between the Tribe and Tigers. We'll try to get that going today. And yesterday we saw plenty of offense through 4 innings before the game was delayed by rain. And Rick, unfortunately it won't count, but maybe mentally it will.
Well, it should mentally, but Mother Nature comes in and they dampen the offense of the Cleveland Indians, but it was good to see. Grady Sizemore swinging the bat very well right now. It looks like he's getting awfully close to getting back to his self. Travis Hafner going deep for the second time, and that was a big 3-run homer. Unfortunately, as you say, it does not count, but they battled right back. They had 6 hits on 8 pitches, so it was nice to see offensively, even though it didn't count. All right, so today, a new pitching matchup for you. Justin Masterson against Justin Verlander, and for Masterson, he hasn't had a win since last August, but he hasn't gotten a lot of run support either. Well, he was much more consistent in his last start, and I think the one thing about Justin Masterson, he was ahead of the hitters, and that is a big key for him. When you see him go 0-1 on a hitter, he'll be able to expand that strike zone. He is going to be matched up against another Justin Verlander, who the Indians got. They scored 6 runs in 5 innings the first time, but this guy has settled down. He was 24 of 28 first pitch strikes in his last start, and this is a guy that can get it up into the mid-90s, so he can be awfully tough on an offense. And Verlander also outstanding here in the month of May, historically. So that's it for the pregame portion. Coming up next, it's the play-by-play for the Indians and Tigers right here on Sports Time Ohio. Few moments, and the Indians and Tigers last night rained out. After 4 innings, it was a 7-6 game. It's wiped out, does not count, and that rescheduled date has not been announced. So now it's a 2-game series, Game 1 this afternoon, and let's check the starting lineups. First up for the Detroit Tigers, and their lineup. Look at the wind on some of those people.
Yes, indeed.
My goodness, it is blowing. Hell, here you go. Austin Jackson leads it off. Then Johnny Damon, he's in left field today, was DHing last night. Ordonez in the 3-hole. Miguel Cabrera, look at his numbers against the Tribe. Very good. Brennan Bosch gets the start today, a designated hitter. Brandon Inge is at third base. Alex Avila's catching. Scott Sizemore's at second base, and Ramon Santiago is the shortstop.
Well, if you're a fielder out there today, you better keep your feet moving with the way the wind is blowing. They don't have the big flag out there in right center field, and it looks like it's blowing to right center. It's hard to tell here. All right, time for today's starting pitcher, brought to you by the Indians Team Shops, where you'll get 2 Tribe tickets when you spend $50. It'll be Justin Masterson on the mound, making his 6th start this year, still searching for that first win. Justin, in his last start, pitched a really good game. He was settled down. He went 7 2/3 innings against the Minnesota Twins. The Indians did win that game 5-4 in 10 innings. He had a no decision. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He gave up a home run to Span and Morneau, but he was ahead in the count. He pitched much, much better, and he shows you why. When he gets ahead of the hitters, his natural stuff, that's why he is a strikeout pitcher. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense, Indians defensive lineup. In the outfield, it'll be Kearns in left, Sizemore in center, Chu is in right, Peralta at third, Valbuena again at short. Cabrera was a late scratch. Gruzelanek is at second. Laporta is at first with Lou Marson behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
And the umpires for today's game, Mike Riley's behind the plate, Eric Cooper at first, Bill Miller at second base, Chad Fairchild at third. Just to give you an idea of how bad the wind is blowing here, that's the flag out above the scoreboard in center field. We have winds at 27 miles per hour with gusts clocked as high as 42 miles per hour today.
You know, the toughest thing I used to find when it's windy, too, and you're out there, communication, when you're calling for the ball, a lot of times you might not be able to hear one of your other players, so you got to really make sure today. Boy, if you're an official scorer today, I think the Kegler's on the mound. But, you got to be careful. That fly ball, there will be nothing easy.
Well, it's 49 degrees right now, but the wind definitely the big factor as Justin Masterson delivers the first pitch for a strike to Austin Jackson, and we're underway here at Progressive Field. It's the Indians and Tigers get going here, and now the first game of this 2-game series, and Austin Jackson has done very well for the Tigers in his rookie year, is now down 0-2 to Justin Masterson.
Well, Justin this year has been awfully tough on right-handed hitters. They have just a 226 average off him. He has 22 of his 31 strikeouts. Make that 23.
Efficiency there for Masterson. 1 out here in the top of the first inning.
And that's his slider. It is so nasty. And when he's ahead of you, that one was a tight one right on the outside corner. That was a strike regardless. He came right out and didn't mess around. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Johnny Damon now steps to the plate. And he'll take a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Rick, can this wind help a guy like Masterson?
You know, that's hard to say. I've never pitched into the wind, and it may. I don't know. That was a nice, tight slider there.
Another pretty good-looking pitch, just a little bit low. It evens the count at 1-1. There you go. There's the trees in center field. It is a windy day. It's hard to believe that we had the kind of spring we did here in Cleveland, and now we get a day like this.
It's just a little front movement through. We'll take that. It was the rain last night, our first rain out of the year. We've been very fortunate. I think overall the spring has been very good.
It sure has. 2-2 now to Johnny Damon with 1 out and nobody on here in the first inning. I think Johnny's even saying, boy, this wind is swaying me back and forth in the batter's box. Foul ball into the Tigers' dugout there. Ordonez waiting on deck, the 3-hitter and manager Jim Leland's lineup today. And the 2-2 to Damon. Just got that right on the hands.
That's an emergency swing right there, just trying to stay alive. I was surprised he got a piece of it.
That ball really ran up on him.
Well, you watch this. It's up and in, and look at that. Oh, that came close.
That could not feel good.
It doesn't hurt, but you're embarrassed more than anything. But you're alive. You live to see one more pitch.
Again, the 2-2. That'll run the count full now to Johnny Damon. Former Yankee, Red Sox, Royal, and A. Johnny Damon doing pretty well here in his career with the Tigers that just started this season. 14 games played, 8 doubles in those last 14, and now a walk here. So the Tigers get a runner aboard with 1 out in the first inning. take a look at today's injury report, brought to you by the attorneys at Friedman, Damiano, and Smith. When you're injured, depend on us. Find Friedman, Damiano, and Smith online at fdslaw.com. Asdrubal Cabrera was originally in today's starting lineup, but with the weather conditions, thought it might be better to give him another day. Reyes on the 60-day DL, and Guillen, C, and Minor out for the Tigers. So one out for Ordonez now, and he looks at strike one.
Tell you what, that gust of wind looked like it knocked Mike Raleigh, the home plate umpire, over after he called that strike.
That pitch outside from Justin Masterson. Well, Justin has lost his last 9 straight decisions, but Rick, as we talked about a little bit, it's not like he's been, most of the games that he's pitched in, he's pitched fairly well. In his last 12 starts, he's only gotten 25 runs of support.
He hasn't gotten run support, and that hurts. But for Justin, he just needs a win. He needs to shake hands with somebody. You know, you need that W. I mean, just for a confidence level to go out there, he's battled very hard. And they're going to have to get some runs. And today he's matched up against a tough pitcher in Verlander, so you can't expect a lot of run support.
Ordonez off the fists. Plays at first base for Mark Grunzelanek. So 2 are away as Johnny Damon moves over to second. That'll bring Miguel Cabrera to the plate. The league leader in RBIs and average with runners in scoring position.
Watch this one run in on his hands. Look at that. I mean, and there's a guy that goes the other way. That ball just kept bearing in on him, and it just barely. Look at, you talk about being on the trademark. There it was. You got to pitch this guy the exact same way. Run that stuff inside and don't give him much to shoot at. Much like yesterday in the first inning. He had a man in scoring position, first base open. You don't want to give the league's leading hitter and best hitter with runners in scoring position anything at all to hit.
Masterson gets ahead of him 0-1. That pitch runs inside. Let's take a look last night, Rick, at Miguel Cabrera.
Well, you didn't see the first 4 pitches, which were very good. But that was a mistake and not a very smart pitch there by David Huff, and he gave him an early lead, 2-0 in the first, and he ended up giving up some more.
That pitch fouled away. So 1-2 now to Miguel Cabrera. Tigers first baseman. Should get a look at the batting average league leaders. Cabrera on top there, and his teammate Austin Jackson, Tigers leadoff hitter today, is in second. Swing and a miss. Justin Masterson, couple of strikeouts here in the first inning, and the Tigers are down without a hit. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Tigers 0, Indians coming to bat. Field as we head to the bottom of the first inning, and the fans bundled up, but hey, at least it's not raining like it was last night. Let's take a look at the Tribe starting lineup. Presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Mark Grunzelanek, a late addition to the starting lineup as Asdrubal Cabrera was to lead off today, but due to the weather, he's out. Then Sizemore, Chu, Hafner, and Kearns. Peralta in the 6-hole. Valbuena is at short now. Then Laporta and Marson.
Well, the big boy on the mound for the Tigers, Justin Verlander.
Mark Grunzelanek takes a ball inside. So Grunzelanek, a late starter today in the leadoff spot. It's where he was last night. And he hits that one deep to left, but it's hooking, and it will go foul.
Verlander has been very good in his last couple of starts against the Twins and the Angels, two very good hitting teams. His last start against the Angels, he went 8 1/3 innings, just 3 hits. And the key in that game for him was first pitch strikes, 24 of 28.
Grunzelanek pops that one up. Cabrera calls for it and makes the catch on a bit of a challenging day here with that win.
Keep your feet moving. Let's look at the numbers for Justin Verlander, who is 2-2 on the year with a 4.50 ERA. He has walked 12, struck out 33 in his 36 innings, and this guy led the league in punch-outs. So if he's on his game, he can be very good. He's had a great May, as he usually does. 15-6 in his career in the month of May. And the Indians got him. First start back in Detroit on the 11th of April. They got him for 5 runs in the first. It was a grand slam by Valbuena.
And the first inning is the time to get him because he really settles in from the second inning on. Opponents are batting .407 against him in the first inning and .187 from the second inning on.
Right. He's a quality guy. He's in the top 5 starters in this league without a doubt. He could have won Cy Young last year, although Zach Greinke won it over him. But this guy he beat the Indians 4 times last year.
Grady Sizemore takes a look at strike 2, so it's 1-2 now to the Tribe center fielder.
He has a very explosive fastball, a good curveball, and a changeup. Doesn't mess with a slider that much.
That pitch in the dirt. And Justin Verlander, Rick, you were talking about how he was 4-0 last year, and his ERA against Cleveland in those 4 starts was .9.
Right. Yeah, he dominated. And, the Indians have really roughed him up in his career. He's 8-10 against the Tribe with a 5.4 ERA.
2-2 now to Sizemore. And he swings and misses and is tagged out there for the strikeout. So 2 outs here in the first, and Shin-Soo Choo will come to the plate.
Check out the Tiger defense. They are last in the league with 25 errors. It's Damon, Jackson, Ordonez in the outfield. In Santiago, Sizemore, Cabrera on the infield. Avila gets the start, the young catcher behind home plate catching Justin Verlander this afternoon because he is a left-handed hitter. And they have Justin Masterson on the mound. So
So 2 away with nobody on here in the first inning. And Shin-Soo Choo will look at a pitch that's a ball. I think our camera's blowing around a little bit there in center field.
Well, you can see why.
With these conditions. Hats off to our cameramen here today as they're going to be challenged throughout.
Don't worry, their hats will be off.
Choo fouls that one back, 1-1 now. If you're just joining us, had wind gusts up to 42 miles per hour here so far today. Very, very windy. It's overcast, but the sun now starting to peek through. We're seeing some blue sky between the clouds out over Lake Erie, so a good sign. Up and in with that 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
Rarely do you see down on the field, even if it's windy, the pants of some of the players or the umpires really whipping in the wind. That'll show you how bad it is today.
3-1 now to Chu.
There you go.
There you go.
Now. And you don't know which way it's swirling. It gets down in there, and it could be carrying down the line, knocking the ball down. You don't know until you get out there as a defender what the heck that wind is doing.
His first base umpire, Eric Cooper. Strike 2 to Chu, so that runs the count full here with 2 outs in the first inning.
I think it's safe to say when you're a hitter today and you hit the ball in the air, you better run everything out.
Yep. There's no telling what this wind is going to do with it. Swing and a miss on the payoff pitch. Good off speed from Verlander. Picks up his second strikeout. And the Indians go 3 up, 3 down. First inning in the books. Scoreless in Cleveland. You by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Tribe and Tigers go to the second inning here on a wind-swept day at Progressive Field. And leading it off is Brennan Bosch. It'll be Bosch, Inge, and Avila for the Tigers here in the top of the second inning. Strike 1 on the foul ball. If you've noticed, you see the EH on the Tiger jerseys, and that's for late broadcaster Ernie Harwell.
Yes, indeed.
He passed away this week after a battle with cancer, 92 years old. And Ernie Harwell, Rick, I think everybody that he met, I only met him one time, and he just makes you feel like you know him forever.
Yeah, that's all you have to meet him is one time. He was a special person in the game of baseball.
Bosch with the grounder to first. That's foul. And the count remains 0-2. And, of course, Ernie Harwell has been named the visiting radio booth in his honor.
You know, he talked with Jim Price, who had worked with him for years over there in Detroit, and truly one of the greatest gentlemen of all time. He knew you whether you were a player, a broadcaster, it didn't matter.
Pitch low, and Bosch held up, says third base umpire Chad Fairchild. 1-2. The thing with Ernie Harwell, too, Rick, was he really was such a good play-by-play baseball guy. Talk about painting a picture and the prose he would use to describe the game.
Well, he was to the Tigers what Herb Scorer here was to the Indians.
Yes, he was. Two and two now to Brendan Bosch. Designated hitter today in the Tigers lineup. Leading off the top of the second. And he sends that one to right. Chu back.
Looked like it knocked it down a little bit, doesn't it?
Chu played it well, and that's out number 1 here in the second inning. Let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips from last night. Well, this was our great clip.
Look
Watch
at on
this.
your right. Right, Jim Folk over there, man. I love to see him. He's out there battling that tarp. Beautiful.
Now, we played 4 innings, not enough for an official game, so the game postponed. That's our great clip. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Here's Brandon Inge now with 1 away and nobody on for the Tigers in the second. Numbers on Brandon Inge this season.
Inge, a guy that was off to a very good start last year and then had knee problems, you know, at the break, and he really battled through it. He had the surgery, knee surgeries after the year, but played through a lot of pain. And this guy he's a solid player, good third baseman. He's got surprising power for a little guy.
Good athlete, too, as he's been
great athlete.
A number of different positions. Outfield, third, catcher. Just got a piece of that for a foul ball. 2-2 now to Brandon Inge. One out here in the second inning. Tigers in drive today. Justin Masterson trying for his 3rd strikeout. Got it. So 3 Ks for Justin Masterson and 2 away here in the second inning.
Well, you get on. Here's a slider out of the zone. And this is where, you know, he's going to get his strikeouts. When he's ahead of batters, that ball, you just don't hit it. It's you can't hit it. It's a ball, but he gets him to chase it. That's why he gets that punch out. Number 3, Al, hold those papers down.
There they
get
go.
Your paperweight.
I know. Holy cow. So Alex Avila to the plate, the catcher. He looks at strike 1. Alex Avila, who played college ball at Alabama, was in Double-A Erie last season when the Tigers brought him up on August 5th. Strike 2 to Avila now. So 0-2 to the Tigers catcher. A catcher that can bat left-handed. I think it was Earl Weaver who always had that soft spot for a catcher that can hit from that side of the plate.
Well, and only if he could hit home runs. Earl Weaver likes solid pitching and 3-run homers.
Solid pitching is what Justin Masterson's delivering here through 2 innings. He's got 4 strikeouts. Tigers done in the second. We go to the bottom half after this. It'll be hitters 4, 5, and 6 in manager Manny Acta's lineup for the Tribe here in the second inning. Scoreless, hitless game. It is a windy day. Good day to bundle up, as pretty much everyone here is on Faith and Family Day at Progressive Field.
Newsboys in concert after the game. I believe I heard that that's been moved over to the queue, though.
Oh, it has?
You could understand why.
Yes, indeed.
Good day for an outdoor concert.
They blow off the stage.
Travis Hafner looks at strike one. Travis with a 3-run homer last night that was, of course, wiped away with the game postponed. So Travis Hafner, who's 10th all-time on the Indians' home run list with 165. Swing and a miss there.
Well, he's got a very good changeup already. He has a lot of those left-handers way out front. You know, you're geared for that 95 or thereabouts fastball, and he comes back with about an 85, 87 mile an hour changeup, and it's very effective to this point.
Strike three on the outside corner. Justin Verlander racks up his third strikeout.
Third straight.
There's one away here in the second inning. So we haven't played 2 full innings yet. 7 strikeouts combined for Masterson and Verlander.
Well, Travis Hafner was complaining, and he might have a legitimate beef. That ball was running away at 96. Tell you what, he's on it, and he's sitting off the plate. He gets help right there, and I don't think just if Verlander's getting that pitch all day,
oh yeah,
it's going to be a long day for hitters.
And he's going to go for that corner again. Got it with the fastball. So 0-1 now to Austin Kearns, batting 5th in the lineup today. Austin Kearns actually hits better against right-handed pitching than left-handed. Sitting righties at a 368 clip, 310 against left-handers. Of course, both extremely good stats. But Kearns has been able to solve right-handers, but he quickly falls behind 0-2 to Justin Verlander here with 1 away in the second inning.
You know, normally what the Indians are able to do with Verlander is they make him throw a lot of pitches early, but he's pounding that strike zone today. He's a different guy. I guess he's one of those guys, you know, that calendar turns to from April to May, and he kicks it in gear.
Yes, he does. We talked about historically, May has been one of his best months.
Yeah, what, 15-6?
Yeah, pretty good numbers. Verlander made his debut the major league level here at Progressive Field back on July 4th of 2005.
I remember that game. They called him up from Erie, from
Double A. And he was really torched that game by Tribe hitters. But
yeah.
I'll say he recovered nicely from that outing and has put together a solid career. And as you said, Rick, one of the best pitchers in the game right now.
Well, you knew he was going to be something special because he had the arm, he had the ability. And it just goes to show you when it doesn't automatically translate when you get to the big leagues. It takes a little while to get a feel, get to know the game, and actually get to know how to pitch at this level. But it's been fun. It's been fun watching him develop because he's been in our division. We've got to see him a number of times, and we've seen him pitch great games against us, and I've seen him pitch bad games. But he is a competitor.
Kearns stays alive with another foul ball.
And a no-hitter in his career.
Yep.
That coming a few years back against the Brewers.
This has been one of the few ballparks that he's struggled at. 10 starts here at Progressive Field. Verlander 3-7 with a 6.83 ERA.
Wow. Did you see Avila get
a
little co-cocked there by the bat?
Kearns trying to work him here. It's the count to 2-2. Austin Kearns, another very athletic guy. Played a couple different sports, but baseball was always his top choice. And he was a pitching prospect in high school. He had a 92 to 94 mile per hour fastball, but it went down to 88 as a senior. So decided to go to the field. It's worked out for him. He was Kentucky's Mr. Baseball in 1998, Austin Kearns. And Kearns has worked Verlander for 8 pitches thus far in this at-bat. By far the most of Indians hitter thus far in the early going. Scoreless here in the bottom of the second. 1 out, and now the 2-2 pitch coming from Verlander. He drives that one to right, but it's slicing into the stands for a foul ball.
Now, we talked about the follow-through. Watch this follow-through, and his bat's going to break when it hits his back.
Oh.
He hit that ball. It was a fastball. He hit it. It looked like okay. Look at it. He's talking to the umpire and the catcher about it right now. I think that bat broke on his backswing.
He's got to have a strong back to have that happen. And he went too far on that breaking pitch from Verlander. It was nasty. And Verlander has his 4th straight strikeout now as Johnny Peralta will come to the plate with 2 down.
Well, you see he was on the fastball before that. There's the equalizer. Hook off the plate. And you just can't, you get started for that 95 and you can't hold up and he goes around.
The pitch just took a detour right into the dirt. Not much you can do if you're a hitter already committed. So now Peralta with 2 away and nobody on here in the 2nd inning, and there's that slow breaking ball from Verlander.
And if this guy is just throwing that pitch for get me over strike one, you don't know what to sit on as a hitter. He's proven he can throw his changeup for strikes already. He throws you strike one curveball, and he's got a 95-plus fastball. You're in trouble. There's 96 outside corner. So now you're Peralta. You're going, let me think. Curveball, strike one, fastball, strike two. He can go any way he wants. He can go high fastball. He can go breaking ball. He can go changeup.
Not an enviable position if you're Johnny Peralta.
Fastball away.
Swing and a miss. 5th straight strikeout for Justin Verlander. Drive done in the 2nd. Scoreless as we head to the 3rd. Back at Progressive Field, we want to remind you to stay tuned later in the game to see what our Miller Taste Greatness moment will be. Brand new feature we've added right here. Sports Time, Ohio. So we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Zeros across the lines thus far.
Both these guys have been very sharp out of the chute. They're hitting their spots, mixing in their pitches for Justin Masterson. Total of 33 pitches. He's throwing 70% strikes. 6 of 7 first pitch strikes. Make that 6 of 8.
Scott Sizemore, the hitter. 1-1 now to Sizemore. See the numbers this season as he's struggled a bit of late. There's another good pitch from Justin Masterson as he gets ahead of 1-2.
Well, you know, you talk about another young player that has some shoes to fill. You have Polanco that was playing second base. This young man's got to come up and fill those shoes. Who was hitting in the number 2 hole for him. Oh, boy, these guys are sharp today.
Sizemore waves at that one. 5th strikeout for Masterson. So both Masterson and Verlander with 5 Ks already today. And now the number 9 hitter, Ramon Santiago. And let's take a look at our Subway fresh face of the game. Nick Wegelars tearing it up for the Akron Arrows in Double-A. Hit his 5th homer last night at 6 RBI. That was a career high. Look at his numbers in the last 12 games. And Nick Weglars, picked by the Indians in the 2005 draft in the 3rd round, as Santiago hits a foul ball there. Weglars, born in Canada, also played for the Canadian national team.
He's a strong kid. Good power. 16 ribbies in 12 games. Very impressive.
And that's our Subway fresh face of the game. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And yeah, between Weglars and Chisenhall at Double-A Akron, a couple of good young sluggers down there. 1-1 now to Ramon Santiago. He's the shortstop today, hitting 9th in manager Jim Leyland's lineup. He and Brandon Inge are the only 2 Tigers left from when the late Ernie Harwell was the regular play-by-play man back in 2002.
Nice bunt.
Masterson off the mound quickly, makes the play, 2 away.
Well,
and today after the game, make sure you stay with us on Sports Time Ohio and join Chuck Galletti for Chuck's Last Call. He'll take your calls and emails following the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. That's Chuck's Last Call today after the game, only here on Sports Time Ohio. You see his email address. You can get him in early. Chuck at sportstimeohio.com. So 2 down as we go back to the top of the order, and Austin Jackson, who will also try and bunt his way on, but it's foul. Austin Jackson comes into today's game on an 8-game hitting streak for the Tigers. It's the longest current streak for either side going right now. Jackson was the first of Masterson's strikeout victims when he led the game off. Strike 2. So Justin Masterson working ahead quickly, and when Indians pitchers can do that, as Tim Belcher, pitching coach, has talked about, really makes things much easier. 1-2 now to Austin Jackson. Was a part of that Curtis Granderson deal with the Yankees. A big thing for Austin Jackson as well was limiting his strikeouts, and since he's done that, he's on this 8-game hitting streak. In his last 34 at-bats, he only has 2 Ks.
Well, he will, as he gets to know the pitchers the second time around, this guy's a machine. He'll lower that total, believe me.
And he has the first hit of the game, a ground ball single up the middle. So Jackson on first base with 2 away here in the 3rd inning for Johnny Damon.
Well, and there's a hanging breaking ball right there. Stayed middle of the plate. He did get the ground ball, but it finds a hole. So with 2 outs here in this situation, I would expect Jackson to run here. Runners are 2 for 3 off Masterson, and he's the big guy, high leg kick. Even with Damon hitting, I would expect him to take off.
Got a good lead there at first base.
Of course, it takes young players a little while to get to know the pitchers, their moves, and things like that. And I am not sure if he has a green light, but he will eventually.
He'll stay put as Damon looks at a strike on the outside corner. And Lou Marson behind the plate today has thrown out 4 of 14 would-be base stealers. That's 28.6%, tied for second best in the American League here in the early going.
Well, if you give Lou a chance, he's got a very quick release, and he's pretty accurate with his throws. If you give him a chance, he can throw you out. The key is the pitcher holding that runner, making changes in that delivery, keeping the speedsters close, or just giving him a chance. But when you've got guys, big pitchers like Masterson, Carmona, Huff's tough to run on.
Masterson looks like he's almost using that slide step a little bit, varying the delivery to the plate.
Well, sometimes that's what the big guys do, and what happens, they lose some stuff on their fastball when they can't pick that front leg up like they normally do. And that's why I think Justin Masterson has trouble with guys on base. He's different. When you have runners on base, they're hitting much better. 364 with runners on, and that's because he goes into the stretch.
It's 2-2 now to Johnny Damon here in the top of the 3rd inning. Jackson on first base with 2 away. see the lead there. He's standing right behind Masterson. Fakes the steal as Damon fouls that one away. So a little bluff there.
Well, you've waited this long, so you might as well just stay there. One more pitch. If he goes to a ball, you're going to be off and running anyway.
Rick, would wind be a factor today for a base stealer?
I don't think so. If you can, it should help you, really. If you can get that lead or get your jump, but you never know. That ball could sail on the catcher on the throw down to second base.
Good point. There goes Jackson as Damon fouls that one off. Into the sweet level here at Progressive Field. So we'll see if Jackson will be running again here with the 2-2 count on Damon and 2 away here in the third inning. He's going. And that pitch is down low. No throw from Marson. Good jump by Austin Jackson. So now he's in scoring position. And a full count to Johnny Damon.
Number 6 for Jackson. Stolen 6, been caught 1 time. Just an average jump, but they couldn't make a throw.
The payoff pitch to Damon on the outside corner, called strike 3. So Justin Masterson gets his 6th strikeout today. And we head to the bottom of the third inning. Still scoreless in downtown Cleveland. Here on one of the windiest days in memory at Progressive Field, bottom of the third inning, scoreless. Tribe Tigers as Luis Valbuena will lead it off for Cleveland. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 in Manny Acta's lineup. And we're joined up here in the booth by Steve Froworth, the Director of Community Outreach for the Cleveland Indians. Steve, good to see you.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's great to be here.
Make sure you fasten your seatbelt to stay in the booth.
I was down on the field pregame. It was quite breezy.
Yeah, a little crazy down there, isn't it?
1-0 to Valbuena. Pitch in there for a strike. And Steve, you've got a pretty cool thing, a glove drive going with Key Bank.
That's correct. We are partnering with Key Bank to do a glove drive to collect new and used gloves for the Cleveland Baseball Federation.
Valbuena to center.
Go ahead, you can talk on the base hit, and we can see it.
Austin Jackson had him played perfectly, 1 out.
We're collecting gloves for the Cleveland Baseball Federation, who coincidentally celebrating their 100th anniversary this year. So we're trying to collect enough gloves to outfit 100 teams as we partner with the
That's
CBF.
great, yeah.
Currently collecting in all Northeast Ohio Key Bank branches, partnering with them until May 19th, so fans can drop off new and used gloves at the branches. We'll also collect gloves here at Progressive Field on Sunday, May 23rd.
So anybody at home that has an extra glove laying around, which I'm sure a lot of you do, because maybe for Christmas or this spring you got a new glove, donate that. Cleveland Baseball Federation.
And Steve, you're looking for anything specific? More smaller gloves for little leaguers? Any size? Softball gloves okay?
You know, any size is going to work. As long as it can be put on a hand to play ball, we will accept them, both baseball
right.
and softball.
That is beautiful. That's right. You fit accordingly. It doesn't matter.
So again, to stop by any Key Bank branch through May 19th to drop the gloves off. Also May 23rd here at Progressive Field as there's quickly 2 away. Laporta, a flyout victim. Lou Marson, now the batter. Steve, Kids Fun Day tomorrow here at Progressive Field, and I was talking with Rick about this last night. It's become a carnival. I mean, the kids just have a great time. It's going to be extended this year as well.
I tell you, if you haven't seen it yet, come on down and check out the activities on the plaza. It's quite an interactive display, a lot of new features this year. A lot of fun for all involved.
Yeah, it starts at 11 o'clock, opens up at 11,
yes,
and it goes to the 5th inning this year, correct?
That's correct. We've extended it through the game, so come on down.
And this is the first Kids Fun Day of the year.
Correct.
And it's a special event because it's Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
And also all you mothers and kids 12 and under are going to get a chance to get slider slippers giveaway. But there's the Kids Fun Day. It's going to be no rain tomorrow. It's going to be a decent day, and hopefully that wind dies down.
We're doing all right today, though, aside from the wind. Let's
exactly
keep
right.
Ball.
0-2 on Lou Marson. Pitched down low for 1-2. And you know, the thing about Kids Fun Day is, too, again, I remember when it started here, and it was very nice. But now, I mean, it's almost like a mini amusement park with all you got going on out there. The inflatables, the face painters. You got the, Radio Disney comes, and they got the kids doing some line dancing. And
sounds like you enjoy it more than the kids.
Yeah,
Al.
I probably should talk that much about it, right?
No, new this year, there's a lot of baseball theme activities. We've got some batting cages, speed pitch machines.
Great.
All kids. Young, old, teens, you name it, they can come out. There's activities for everybody.
And that takes place every Sunday home game right out on the plaza.
Tomorrow,
right,
correct.
Starting tomorrow. And they also get to run the bases after the game.
Kids
correct?
run the bases post-game, yes.
That's a beautiful thing.
Larson will foul that one away into the stands. 1-2 on the Tribe catcher. Justin Verlander has retired the first 8 Indian hitters today. Larson able to lay off that pitch. And Steve, it seems you guys always have some great things going on with community outreach in the Cleveland Indians.
We are fully busy all the time, from community outreach to Cleveland Indians charities. Rick, you're a big supporter of CIC, so very fortunate to have the support of the entire organization, as well as our fans, our corporate partners, doing a lot in the community.
Well, and that really has strengthened in the last 5 or 6 years, where they continue to get out there and support it. And a lot of good things going on out there.
Payoff to Marson.
Oh, boy.
Strike 3 at the knees. Another strikeout for Verlander. That's number 6 today. And the Indians are done in the 3rd inning. Steve, thanks for stopping by.
Al, thank you very much.
All right, Steve Froward from the Indians Community Outreach. Hey, here in downtown Cleveland, Tribe and Tigers, Masterson and Verlander. A pitching duel here in the early going. Just one hit total today. It belongs to Austin Jackson. He got it in the third inning.
I'll tell you what, these boys are dealing, man. 12 strikeouts a game, both of them with 6 in the first 3 innings.
That one hit to right center field.
Ball's getting knocked down that way.
It looked like it was right between Sizemore and Chu when it started out, and then it just kept going right over to Shin-Soo Choo for the first out. Today's scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's. So Justin Masterson now with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Miguel Cabrera to the plate. He struck out his first time up. Looks at a pitch outside. Show you how efficient these two guys are through the first 3 innings today. Masterson and Verlander have combined for 97 pitches. Last night in the rainout, the first 3 innings, 136 pitches. Difference of almost 40.
It shows, too, doesn't it? 12 punch-outs.
Cabrera swinging on the 2-0, fouls it away. Miguel Cabrera also played basketball and volleyball as a youngster, but baseball was his love. Got approval from his parents at the age of 14 to pursue professional baseball just so long as he kept his grades up. That was their one stipulation. It's worked out well for Miguel Cabrera, to say the least.
And I'm sure it's worked out well for his parents, too.
Sure, they're very pleased with their decision as Miguel Cabrera works a walk from Masterson to get aboard here with 1 away in the 4th inning.
Well, plan a family outing at a Sunday Tribe game. Come save with the KeyBank Fun Bunch 4-pack. Get 4 tickets and $40 in food and merchandise credit, starting at just $52. You can call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
Brennan Bosch, first pitch swinging to left field, and Kearns keeps it in front of him there as that ball was doing some funny dancing there as it went out.
Yeah.
Slicing away from him, then back into him with this wind.
Look, almost like a knuckleball, and that's what you have to do. Just keep the ball in front of you. Don't give up the extra base. Cabrera couldn't do anything because he thought he might jump. That's a good pitch. Good sinker down in the way. This kid did a nice job of staying on the baseball, going the other way with it. And look at the ball come straight down. Yep. That wind certainly affected that pitch. It wasn't hit that hard, but it pushed it down. Austin Kearns keeps it in front, and now they have runners at first and second.
Brandon Inge, the batter. He'll take a strike, and that last hit by Brennan Bosch, the second hit of the day for the Tigers. And now they've got something going here in the 4th inning with runners at first and second and 1 out. And an 0-1 count to Brandon Inge, who struck out his first time up back in the 2nd inning. That pitch grounded towards short. Valbuena knocks it down, kicks it away. Going to be able to keep it in front of him and stop the runner from scoring. But now the Tigers load the bases with 1 down.
You know, I don't know if Valbuena catches this cleanly if he has a shot. The only shot he had would have been second base, jumping up and making a throw to Gruzelanek. Not sure. You never know. I'm sure that'll go as a base hit, but once he doesn't catch it, he kicks it away. He's certainly not going to get anybody. So they have bases loaded now, 1 out, and that is a base hit.
So 3 hits now for the Tigers, all singles, but an opportunity here for Alex Avila with the bases loaded and 1 out. That pitch just off the plate for ball 1 from Justin Masterson. So the first time today either pitcher, Verlander or Masterson, has had a jam. Corner infielders are in. With the shortstop and second baseman, Valbuena and Grunzelanek at double play depth. Now 2-0 to Alex Avila. Hitting just .195 this year, has 2 home runs, and they were both solo shots, accounting for his only 2 runs batted in. But he's in a good spot here with the bases loaded and a 2-0 count. And he swings, and
that's not going to get it done.
High in the air. Grunzelanek challenge, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Boy, give Grunzelanek some credit there for staying with that one. And while we have a moment, let's go back to our STO studios. Check in for the first time today with Dave Chudowski. What's happening, Dave?
The only other game going on right now, Orioles at the Twins, 2-0 Twins, but Nick Markakis changes that to force a 2-out single to center. Score 2, we are tied at 2. Back to you.
Thanks, Dave. O's and Twins now even at 2 apiece. And here it's scoreless, but the Tigers have the bases loaded with 2 away. For Scott Sizemore, the 8-hitter in the order. He struck out his first time up against Masterson. He takes a pitch just inside there.
Masterson made a good pitch to Avila, got that infield fly rule. So he's got a chance to get out of it.
Line drive to left center. That's going to get down for a hit. 2 runs are in as this one will go to the wall. Here comes another Tiger runner, and that'll clean him off. A 3-run double for Scott Sizemore, and just like that, the Tigers take a 3-0 lead.
Well, the problem has been with runners on for Justin Masterson, and he could not get out of the inning as Sizemore is going to get his 5th double, but boy, it's a bonus. Let's look at the location of this pitch from Masterson. Oh, boy. That high sinker out over the plate, and you can see why he drilled it into the gap. The Tigers second in the league in doubles. That is their 77th double of the year, and they cash it in with 3 runs.
So a big 2-out base hit for Scott Sizemore gives the Tigers a 3-0 advantage. Sizemore's in scoring position now for Ramon Santiago. Grounded out on a bunt attempt to Justin Masterson his last time up. An RBI opportunity here for Santiago, who has 3 thus far this year. And with the way Justin Verlander's pitching today, Rick, those 3 runs by the Tigers are huge here in the 4th inning.
Well, you're right. Anybody that scores first. And you know, when you look at the breakdown of the Tigers on the year, innings 1, 2, and 3, they have been outscored by 31 runs against the opposition. But they have outscored the opposition in every inning on since the 4th through the 9th. They are plus 35, and they even get better from the 7th inning on. So here's the 4th inning, and what do? They drop a 2-out double and score 3.
The pitch fouled away by Santiago. 1-2 now to the Tigers shortstop. So 3 runs home for the Tigers here in the 3rd inning. Scott Sizemore, a bases clearing double with 2 outs. Two and two now to Santiago as Justin Masterson tries to get out of the inning with no further damage. There's a look at Sizemore at second base. Swing and a miss. Masterson gets his 7th strikeout, but the Tigers get 3 runs here in the 4th inning. They lead it now 3-0. We head to the bottom of the 4th after this. 3-0 in favor of the Tigers as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning at Progressive Field. Back to the top of the order we go for the Tribe. Hitters 1, 2, and 3. As you look in from our Panini cam, Justin Verlander has retired the first 9 tribesmen he's faced, striking out 6 of them. Mark Grunzelanek was not one of those strikeout victims. He popped out back in the first inning. Slow curve in there for a strike, and Mark Grunzelanek, a late addition to the starting lineup today. Originally, Asdrubal Cabrera was to lead off, but due to the field conditions here, they're going to give Asdrubal another day off with that quad. So Grunzelanek inserted and lines out there to Miguel Cabrera. That one was smoked, but Cabrera flags it in.
Well, there's a great angle on that ball. Line drive going the other way. You can see how it had a little slice to it. Right into the glove of Miguel Cabrera.
So 10 batters in a row retired by Justin Verlander, and now Grady Sizemore the hitter. Grady was a strikeout victim his first time up. Takes ball 1 there. Sizemore this year, though, has had success against righties, hitting .298 coming into today's game while batting just .116 against lefties.
You know, there's that show pitch there, the fastball. He was able to get Grady on the changeup his first time up, but he missed with 2 fastballs away.
3-0 now to Sizemore as the Indians look for their first base runner of the afternoon.
And his first 2-0 and 3-0 count of the afternoon for Verlander.
He's going to throw his 50th pitch here, and 32 have been for strikes today. Make it 33 of 50 now. 3-1 to Grady Sizemore. Verlander comes right back now to work the count full as he gets that outside corner. Payoff now to Sizemore. And it's ball 4 as Verlander just misses there, and the Indians have their first base runner. Here's a great thing we've been supporting at Sports Time Ohio, The Gathering Place. Supports, educates, and empowers individuals and families touched by cancer. They do this free of charge from 2 locations in Beechwood and Westlake. For each home run that the Indians hit this year, a $5 donation is being made by Rick and Matt, and a $50 donation per home run by Great Clips. Total year to date is $900. That's The Gathering Place. They surely do some great work. Shin-Soo Choo, the batter. Choo, a strikeout victim his first time up. 1 out with Sizemore at first base.
Well, Verlander gives them the first base runner with a walk. See if they can take advantage. They were able to answer yesterday after Detroit put a big number on the board. They come right back.
Shin-Soo Choo loves hitting here at Progressive Field. A .372 average this year at home.
Got to send along some birthday wishes to Martha Clammer, who is turning 72. O'Leary, a big Tribe fan, and Yolanda Janiak is 90. She was a big fan of Herb's score. So her daughter sent it in with her 4 grandkids and 11 great grandkids. Happy birthday, Martha, Yolanda.
Choo hits that one in the air, but foul into the seats. And Justin Verlander gets ahead of Shin-Soo Choo at 1-2 now.
Finish out our birthday wishes today. Virgil Cobb turning 58. Virgil, happy birthday to you. And Ross Durrell of Madison turning 48.
Happy birthday to everyone. Sizemore leading away at first as Choo takes that one inside for 2-2. Rick, when you got a guy like Verlander who's in the groove right now as a batter, what are you trying to do here? Just work the count like Sizemore and Shue have?
Well, you try and get a count in your favor, and you try and sit on his fastball, because if he throws a good breaking ball, I don't think you're going to hit it, and his changeup has been electric. So you look for one of his fastballs and make him get it down in the zone to you.
Up high, so the count goes full to Shin-Soo Choo. So a full count to Sizemore resulted in a walk. We'll see what the end result is here to Shin-Soo Choo with 1 out. And Travis Hafner waiting on deck.
Going to be interesting to see if they're down 3-0. Verlander's very quick to first base. He's got a good move. See if they start him on a 3-2 count, even though they're down 3, because Choo can strike out, and if you don't get a good jump, you can be thrown out. There you go.
There goes Sizemore as Choo got a piece. We'll do it again.
You know, with your best hitters up there, you take. I like seeing Manny starting the runner, you know, in hopes that he finds a hole or he gets something, he puts it in play, and you can make something happen.
So Maniac trying to get something going here for the Indians offensively in the 4th inning. Trailing the Tigers 3-0. Scott Sizemore a 3 RBI double here in the top portion of this inning. There goes Grady again. This is ball 4, so Choo works another walk. It's back-to-back walks for the Tribe, and now Travis Hafner will come to the plate with a couple aboard and 1 down here in the 4th inning. Let's take a look at Travis Hafner. He's found the power stroke here in the last couple of nights.
There you go. Hands working. Unfortunately, that one didn't count, but it sure felt good, I'll tell you that. That was a 3-runner, and, you know, he's got that situation right now. A couple of guys aboard.
Well, how nice would that be to break up this no-hitter in the 4th inning with a home run?
That would be beautiful for if you're an Indians fan.
Tie the game.
And he thought about it.
Swings and misses there. Good breaking ball from Verlander. Looked like it might have been a change. Some downward action. 0-1 now to Pronk. Travis has hit all 3 of his home runs off right-handers this year. He also has 8 runs batted in. Pitches the ball. Travis Hafner came over in the part of the Ryan Drees trade. The Texas Rangers 8 years ago. The Indians' all-time leader as a designated hitter in home runs and RBI. 152 homers for Travis Hafner as a DH. 518 runs batted in. On the outside corner there. So 1-2 now to Travis Hafner as Justin Verlander gets ahead of him. It's the other thing Verlander's been able to do today, get ahead in the count, and gives you an advantage on the mound for sure.
That's what he did very well in his last start as well. He got Hafner on a fastball that looked away in his last at-bat. Now he started him off changeup. See if he goes back to that to try and get the punch out.
Sizemore at second, Choo at first. Hafner fights that one off foul. He almost got Steve Smith, their third base coach, there.
Well, he was so tardy. He might have been thinking about that changeup.
Here's the view for you.
See, he was waiting for something off speed.
So Travis stays alive here with the 1-2 count and a couple aboard. The bottom of the 4th inning. Tribe down by 3. Hafner trying to change that. Hits that one on the ground and through a hole. Sizemore around third being waved in. Here's the throw home for Damon. Forget it. Sizemore in safely. Hafner with the RBI. Indians on the board. Down 3-1.
Well, you're going to test the arm of Damon in left field. That's why when Grady saw that ball get through the infield, he was coming all the way. Justin Verlander gave Travis Hafner a little swinging room, and he was able to go that other way. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. A one-out single. See that fastball? He got him that with that pitch the first time. Travis looking out there this time. Got the fastball and didn't try and do too much with it. Just goes the other way. Successful. RBI. Gets the first hit. Indians on the board, 3-1, and they answer that 3-run top half of the inning.
Now Austin Kearns, the batter, a strikeout victim his first time up. How nice was it to see Travis go the other way with that,
it's
too, and
beautiful.
just punch it through the hole with 2 strikes?
Well, if you try to pull that ball, it's a double play, and that was the pitch that he struck out on the first time he took it. He couldn't afford to take it. It was too close this time, so he goes the other way, and there's a base hit between short and third. A lot of hits the other way.
So now it's a 3-1 game. Hughes at second. Hafner's at first. Infield a double play depth here as Austin Kearns looks at a strike from Justin Verlander. That was also the first hit of the game. So after Verlander walks 2, Travis Hafner gets the single. And Austin Kearns will see if he can continue this inning here with some more damage. That one gets away from the catcher. I don't know if Avila knows where it's at. Both runners move up easily, and finally he finds it by the backstop. Just as the wind kicked up, boy, that ball really broke as well down low and got away from Avila. So now the Indians with 2 runners in scoring position for Austin Kearns and a 1-1 count, and maybe Avila crossed up there.
I don't know. They're talking about it, so that tells me he very well could have been. He was looking for one pitch and got another one, and Verlander and he are talking. Let's see, and I'll let you know on his reaction.
Oh, yeah.
That's the curveball. He got hit in the toe with it. Yeah, he wasn't expecting that. He was expecting a fastball, so there was definitely a cross-up. Now, you know what? He may get a pass ball, but that's going to be it should be a wild pitch by Verlander, which it is.
And you saw Verlander say to Avila then at the end of the conversation, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So 1-1 now to Kearns. Let's see if they can take advantage.
A big break right here for the Indians. Exactly right. Base hit can tie it.
Kearns fouls that one away, 97. On that fastball from Justin Verlander.
See, that's what this guy has when he needs a punch out, and right now he needs a punch out on a 1-2 count. He can reach back, and he's got a little extra. You know, he's throwing 94, 95, but in situations like this, he can reach back and get a little extra. And then could also drop that hook here.
And he works from the windup with the runners at second and third.
That
breaking ball hit deep to left. Hooking, it is foul.
Got away with a hanging breaking ball. And I mean, he put a great swing on it, and he realized as soon as he hit it, it was over. He tried to throw this one a little too hard. And that thing stayed up in the strike zone, and boy, we could have had a tie game.
So Austin Kearns was on that breaking pitch just a little out in front. The count remains 1-2. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Verlander. As the Tribe goes through the order for the second time against him. That breaking ball, boy, a nice job by Kearns just getting a piece.
Yeah, that one was where it was supposed to be. He's not going to get another hanger up there, I wouldn't think. He has him looking now for that, maybe that breaking ball with a 1-2 pitch. You can straighten him up with a fastball inside. There's an excellent. That's a great job of hitting to stay alive. I'll tell you, that's a tough pitch to swing and miss.
And he swings and misses at the fastball. So Kearns a strikeout victim. 2 outs now. Runners remain at second and third. And that'll bring Johnny Peralta to the plate.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you miss that one pitch you get in that at-bat, you're probably not going to get another one off a good pitcher. And he just throws that heater by him. 98. See that little extra? He needed the punch out.
Yep.
He gets it. Number 7.
So 7 Ks for Verlander, and now Johnny Peralta trying to get a little 2-out bingo here with runners in scoring position. On the outside corner for strike one. Boy, just painted it with that 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Justin Verlander has been very hot of late in his last 2 outings. He's given up just 1 earned run in 14 innings. A .64 ERA. He jumps ahead of Peralta 0-2 here. So the Tigers got 3 runs in the top half of this inning. The Indians have 1 thus far. And runners at second and third with 1 out. Now there are 2 outs, and Peralta's down 0-2. High on that fastball. But boy, a pitcher like Verlander's so effective. He's able, Rick, to once again get back in the advantage position, even when it looked like things weren't going his way.
Well, good pitchers find a way to do that. You know, they just have another level that they can turn it up.
There's Hafner at second. Chews at third. Peralta stays alive as he fouls that one back. The Indians are getting to see plenty of Verlander pitches this inning. As he breezed through the first 3 innings, retiring 9 Indians hitters in a row. They went to 10 in a row, and out of those first 10, 6 were strikeout victims.
Well, they need their patented 2-out hit. Break your bat, flare one in.
Peralta stays alive, and the Indians have gotten a lot of 2-out runs this year, more 2-out runs than in any other situation.
Yeah, 50% have come with 2 outs. They're, you know, that's a tough thing to do.
Again, the 1-2 coming from Justin Verlander. It'll be pitched 76 on the afternoon. Boy.
Nice
Peralta
job.
Again stays alive following that breaking pitch off.
These guys are making them work to get out of this inning, and this is a good thing.
The last 13 games for Johnny Peralta, he has come around, hitting .298 now with 4 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 6 runs batted in, taking the average from 122 to 216. If he can find a way to get another base hit here, the Indians could tie the game. It's that one to short. Broke his bat. Santiago throws across. He gets Peralta. And Verlander gets out of the inning without any further damage. So the Tribe gets 1. They trail by 2 as we head to the 5th at Progressive Field. STO is brought to you by McCafe Frappes, caramel or mocha blended with a hint of coffee and ice. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By Key Bank, stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's, visit paninisgrill.com for a list of new locations. 3-1 our score here at Progressive Field on a windy day as we head to the 5th inning. Top of the order for the Tigers, Jackson, Damon, and Ordonez. Jackson singled back in the 3rd inning. Also stole a base. He's 1 for 2 today. And now Jackson has reached base in 24 consecutive games, batting nearly .400 during that time. 2nd in the American League in batting average coming into today's game behind his teammate Miguel Cabrera.
Well, off to a very good start, and, you know, they were banking on this kid.
3-0 now to Jackson, and the last thing Masterson wants to do is walk him here to lead off the top of the 5th inning. There's Damon waiting on deck. Strike to Jackson.
Yeah, you want to make this guy hit his way on, because if you walk him, it could be an automatic double.
Fouls that one away. Now the count is full. Jackson was selected in the 8th round of the 2005 draft by the Yankees in June, the 259th player taken overall. Shows that you can indeed find some gems as the draft moves on. And Austin Jackson looking pretty good for the Tigers here in 2010. And he lines that one to right. Chu coming on makes the play, but Jackson hit that ball on the nose, but he's out for the first out of the inning for the Tigers. That'll bring Johnny Damon to the plate. Walked in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd. Takes that pitch outside for a ball. Johnny Damon, also a good high school football player, but wisely chose to stick with baseball, Rick. Do you know that he suffered his first concussion in high school on the football field in Florida? You know who gave it to him? Warren Sapp. It's enough to make you stay with baseball.
Absolutely. Now I know why he picked baseball.
A 1-1 pitch here. It's now 2-1 from Justin Masterson.
Means that Johnny's got to go on Dancing with the Stars then, right?
If he can dance. Although judging by a few of the people we saw there, I guess you don't even have to know how to dance. 2-2 now to Johnny Damon. As many as the players that we see here at the major league level, just great athletes. They can play many sports. Just got a piece of that one.
Second time today that Masterson's gone inside and gotten him to swing it very weakly. I mean, just another emergency hack to stay alive. Look at that. Second time. This one was even worse than the first.
And that'll run the count full now to 3-2. And that little cut that Damon made, and you see him make on occasion, it doesn't look pretty, but it gets the job done. Keeps you alive.
Yeah, you're fooled on the pitch, and that's exactly right. You foul it off to stay alive. He likes to slap the ball the other way, and it doesn't matter. He's open, but when he closes that stance, he'll hit a lot of weak fly balls to left field. You got to pinch him in left, because normally he won't drive it. You can power him. The older he's getting now, you can get inside on the hands.
We'll see what Masterson does here with the count full. That pitch low, so Johnny Damon, a good at bat, works the walk. So he's on first base now with one away from Maglio Ordonez.
Well, he's seen 24 pitches, and every at-bat he's had 3 full counts, and he's reached twice, and he struck out once. 2 walks and a strikeout.
It's one of the more underrated things that you don't see necessarily in the box score, but if you can get a guy like Damon to work that many pitches, makes a difference for the guys coming up behind you.
Absolutely. Well, it just makes that pitcher work. You figure 24 pitches for one guy.
Yep.
You know, and he's in the 5th inning. When you're looking at a 100 pitch count or thereabouts, that'll get you up there in a hurry. Especially today with 7 strikeouts. You know he's going to go deep into the count there.
1-1 now to Ordonez. That was the 90th pitch on the day for Justin Masterson.
See, that's one reason why Masterson will throw a lot of pitches, because a lot of guys with the, you know, they'll swing and miss at his pitches, but he'll go deep into the count if he doesn't consistently throw strikes. It's nice when he's ahead and he can have some few pitch innings. Normally he was on about a 20 pitch count per inning. So if you can cut that down to about 16 or so, you'd be in good shape. Get yourself an extra inning or so.
Damon leading away there at first as Ordonez. Another foul ball. Count remains 1-2, 1 out. 3-1 Detroit. They scored all 3 runs in the 4th inning on a Scott Sizemore Bases loaded clearing double. Indians are running the 4th inning. The Travis Hafner base hit. Another foul ball for Ordonez. So he's also working Masterson here after Damon worked him pretty good as well to get the walk. And there's your pitch count.
Yeah, and right around 20 for every inning. That second to 14 pitch, if you can get a couple innings mixed in there if you're Justin like that, it certainly does help in the long run.
A pitch line to right field, base hit. Great job of hitting by Maglio Ordonez. Damon will wisely stop at second and not test the arm of Shin-Soo Choo. And once again, for the second straight inning, Tigers at first and second with 1 out.
Well, you can see the adjustment that the good hitters are making this time through. The third time through on Justin Masterson. That was a pretty good approach by a very good hitter in Ordonez. Now we'll see what the big boy does. Now you have to pitch to this guy who's leading the league in RBIs.
League leaders, 5-star RBI leaders. Brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And there you see Miguel Cabrera. Those 30 ribbies. He would have had 2 more tacked on, but last night's game was postponed. He hit that 2-run homer in the first inning.
Well, this is the situation that you don't like to be in because you have to pretty much go at Cabrera. There's no place to put him. You've got first and second, 1 out. You can make your pitch, get a double play ball, hope he hits it at somebody, but this is where this guy has been dangerous. Coming into the game, 17 for 33 with runners in scoring position, but his first time up, he struck him out.
Good pitch there to get ahead of Cabrera now, 0-2. Cabrera batting a league-leading .515 with runners in scoring position. Since he's come over from Florida, he has really hurt the Indians. 11 homers against him, a .331 average, 35 RBI. There's Damon at second base. Ordonez at first, and no, we're not having an earthquake here. It's the wind. Cameras have been moving around all day long. Gusts up to 42 miles per hour recorded if you're just joining us.
Shades of Candlestick Park.
Yeah, it's a great comparison. There you go. You get an idea.
Whose airplane's that?
A 1-2 now to Miguel Cabrera. Hits that one on the ground to short. Double play ball. Valbuena to Grunzelanek to Laporta. Masterson gets out of the inning and gets a big bat. Miguel Cabrera to ground into the double play. 5th inning. Going to the bottom portion of it. 3-1 Detroit. to be in a small craft on the lake, to say the least.
No, sir. In a large craft, any craft.
Might be struggling a bit with something pretty big, you're right.
There you go. They got the right idea.
Valbuena leads off the bottom of the fifth for the Tribe. It'll be he, Laporta, and Marson. Bottom third of the Indians' order. Tribe down by 2. And a 1-1 count to Luis Valbuena. Flew out to center his first time up back in the third inning. 2-1 now from Justin Verlander. Indians will wrap up this now 2-game series after the rainout last night. Tomorrow afternoon here at the ballpark, 1:05 first pitch start time. Matt and Rick will have it for you. I'll have Indians on deck to begin our coverage at 12:30 as Luis Valbuena fouls that one back to even the count at 2-2. Aaron Laffey getting loose in the Tribe bullpen. Justin Masterson was approaching 100 pitches. Valbuena grows impatient. Now steps back in. Another full count here. So the last couple of innings, Rick, these Tribe batters have been able to work the count full to Verlander.
Yes, they have. And that's normally what they do when they face him, is work him deep in the count. But the first couple of innings, he had a breeze.
He retired the first 9 batters he faced today. Struck out 6 of them. Seven strikeouts for Justin Verlander. And a payoff pitch coming here to Luis Valbuena. Up high, so Valbuena works the walk. He's on first with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Third walk of the day for Justin Verlander. Let's take a look at this recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. It was Scott Sizemore with the bases loaded in the 4th inning. A double scored 3. Travis Hafner going the other way in the 4th inning to score 1 with that base hit. And that's how the runs have come across. 3-1. Indians over the Tigers. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. So now Matt Laporta. Flew out to right his first time up. As Valbuena on first base with a short lead. He'll take strike 1 from Verlander.
First time they've had their leadoff man aboard this afternoon. Coming in the 5th inning, that leadoff walk to Valbuena.
Matt Laporta is actually better against right-handed pitchers this year than lefties.
Well, you know, a lot of right-handers are.
Yeah, this is, and it's kind of a quirk because it is in the early going, but it's interesting. Against lefties, Rick, he's just 2 for 26 for an 0.77 mark, while he's hit righties at a 295 clip, 13 for 44.
Yeah. Some right-handers, you know, it's a misconception because they're left-handed that right-handers automatically hit lefties better. That's right. Not true. They like the ball. A lot of right-handers going away from them. That the right-hander or the left-hander gets that change-up down and away, and it gets that right-hander out front, and they pitch him in, those cutters inside or the sliders in. They don't like them. Some righties do. Not all of them.
Valbuena's going. Throw to second base. Got him. Avila put it right on the bag, and that's right where it had to be. It was a close play at second base, but Valbuena gunned down.
Yeah, I thought, you may see Laporta swinging the bat there. He doesn't if it's a straight steal. And he does get him. He tries to pull that left hand back, and he got him in the hand. Watch how he tries to pull a left hand back. Got him. As he goes by, and he didn't like the call, but it looked like they had him.
So Valbuena caught stealing. 2-6. And now the 2-1 to Laporta, who takes it inside for ball 3. Porter hits that one high in the air to short right. Tigers have it surrounded. It'll be Maglio Ordonez who takes control for the second out. And Avila now has thrown out over 60% of runners attempting to steal this season. Actually, he's right at 60 now, 6 for 10. So that'll bring Lou Marson to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Marson a strikeout victim in the third. 3-1 the score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers lead the Tribe. Justin Verlander about to deliver his 90th pitch of the afternoon.
Well, this guy throws as many pitches, in a ball game as anybody. I think last year he averaged more pitches than any starter in the league. He's coming off a 120 pitch outing against the Angels. As a matter of fact, his last 3 starts, he's thrown at least 120 pitches.
One of the best in baseball. Tigers' first-round pick in 2004. Made his major league debut here at Progressive Field. A little bit over a year later on July 4th of 2005 when he came up from Double-A Erie.
Well, and he's going to be around for a while because he signed a new 5-year contract this spring, and he'll be with the Tigers through 2014. Uh-oh.
Great off-speed pitch there. When you can change the speeds the way he can on his breaking balls, it's not like he's only got 2 or 3 pitches he can throw at you. The way he can change speeds, that almost makes it 5 or 6 different looks sometimes.
Well, and he's throwing upper 90s. I mean, and he can throw them all for strikes.
Yep.
There's no one thing to sit on. I mean, when he's on his game, sorry, you're not going to get much. The Indians have 1 hit, and they happen to get a run because he walked 2 guys before that hit.
Marson takes that one low and inside at 2-2. And as somebody that enjoys baseball, you love watching Verlander pitch. However, you hate to be his opponent.
Well, I know, but if you're going to beat somebody, you got to beat the best. And he's one of the best.
Great off-speed breaking ball. Caught Marson looking. 8th strikeout for Justin Verlander. We'll head to the 6th inning. 3-1 Detroit. Ends. Buy any 2 for $3.98 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So head into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection and low prices every day.
We go to the 6th. 3-1 Detroit has the lead. Justin Masterson will work into the 6th inning here. Aaron Laffey was warming up last inning while the Tribe was batting. Masterson's at 94 pitches, so we'll see what happens. Brennan Bosch will lead it off. Hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the Tigers lineup. Bosch, Inge, and Avila. Ball 1 to Brennan Bosch, who flew out his first time up to right field, singled and scored on the Scott Sizemore base hit back in the 4th inning. There's the pitch numbers on Masterson as that ball grounded to first. It's fair and an easy play for Matt Laporta. And 1 away here in the 6th inning. And let's have a look now at today's Miller Taste Greatness moment. Justin Masterson mowing down the Tigers with strikeouts.
Well, and he had, he's got 7 of them today. Good slider, again pitching ahead in the count. He had some nasty pitches today. Unfortunately, made one little mistake. And it was with the bases loaded. He left a fastball up out over the plate.
7 strikeouts today for Masterson. His season high is 9 against Texas in April. He throws a strike there to Brandon Inge, and that was tonight's Miller Taste Greatness moment. So 1 away for the Tigers here in the 6th inning. Brandon Inge, 1 for 2 today with a strikeout, single and a run scored. And now 2-1 to Inge. Director today, Pat Murray, Jim Murphy producing, Mike Pocht on graphics, Tom Boshenik on stats, Gary Coach, our stage manager, along with Rick Manning. I'm Al Pulowski. We appreciate you joining us today on a windy day here at Progressive Field.
Giving all the boys some kudos, huh?
Why not?
You want to come back again, don't you?
That's it. You got to be polite.
You are polite, Al. Too polite for this booth.
Now there's this potential souvenir that will come back on the field here. The ball boy will track it down. Full count to Brandon Inge, top of the 6th inning, 3-1 Detroit. There you go. All right, that young lady with the souvenir. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 today for Justin Masterson. 2 away here in the 6th inning. And for another update on the Orioles and Twins, let's go back to our STO studios. Here's Dave Chudowski.
Yeah, Al, you forgot about me. That's all right. I know you care. Here's Julio Lugo with an RBI. Francisco Liriano's given up 5 runs today. Right now, Baltimore leads 5-3 in the 7th. Back to you.
All right. And Dave Chudowski's on the STO update desk.
Thanks. You're a little late and tardy for that one. He got you.
Better late than never.
You know, it always seems like Minnesota, when Baltimore goes into Minnesota, they play well. They have for years, and it seems like it doesn't matter what kind of team they have.
Or whether they're playing indoors or outdoors. Alex Avila, the batter. 1-1 now to the Tigers catcher. A strikeout and a pop-out for Avila today. He's 0 for 2. Alex Avila is the son of Tigers Vice President and Assistant GM Al Avila. Another player brought up last year after playing in Erie. Tigers not shy about doing that skip, bringing you up from Double-A right to the major leagues.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that if you feel the kid is mature enough mentally. Ouch.
That went off of Marson there.
It went off Mike Riley. He came jumping up, the wily old veteran. Mike Riley, that goes back. I don't think Marson got a piece of it. Watch this. Right off the inside, in the instep. Ouch.
Thought I got them both, but you're absolutely correct.
He will
Mike
not
Riley
be going dancing
tonight.
tonight. Mike Riley will have to take the dance night off.
High fly ball to left field. Can of corn maybe for Austin Kearns. That win. Playing a little games with it, but Kearns able to stay with it. The Tigers go 3 up, 3 down here in the 6th inning. We'll head to the bottom half. It's 3-1 Detroit. Hey, here at Progressive Field, some of the kids hanging out there in the front row. 3-1 the score. Tigers have the lead as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning.
They're getting a little restless. They want to see some Indians runs. And there's a couple of starters talking.
Looks like Justin will be done for the day. There's his numbers, and had a 3 of 3 down inning in the 6th. Another quality start for Justin Masterson. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, and he almost got out of that inning in the 4th.
That was the one. It was the one pitch, really, that cost him the 3 runs today.
Well, the bases loaded with 1 out, and he was able to get Avila, but Scott Sizemore with the double. Knocked in all 3 Tiger runs. It's been the difference thus far. Mark Grunzelanek with the 1-1 count. He's 0 for 2 today. Popped out and lined out to the first baseman. This time it's a line drive up the middle. Nobody's catching that one. Mark Grunzelanek leads off the 6th with a base hit up the middle. It's the 3rd Indian hit of the day.
Well, he hit a line drive his last time up to first base, but he's going with the old inside-out approach. A nice swing there. That is just the 2nd hit of the day for the Indians. The other, a Travis Hafner RBI single. So they have had their leadoff man aboard for the 2nd straight inning.
Grady Sizemore, who walked and scored the Tribe's only run back in the 4th inning at the plate. Grady 0 for 1 today, struck out back in the 1st inning. And he takes a ball from Verlander up and out. Swing and a miss for Sizemore there. As Justin Verlander approaches 100 pitches, he's at 99 now. 63 of those for strikes. And there's Kerry Wood throwing in the Indians bullpen. He was activated yesterday. Jensen Lewis sent to AAA Columbus to make room for him. There's Mark Grunzelanek at first base. There's that off-speed breaking ball by Justin Verlander that's been so effective today. 1-2 now to Grady Sizemore. Throw to first, got away from Cabrera and into the camera bay. So Mark Grunzelanek will get second base. So he's there with nobody out. That helps.
Yes, it does. That'll be an error on Justin Verlander. Sure does. He's quick now, quick feet. And he's trying to pick him off with the 1-2 count, thinking Gruzelanek's 40 years old. He's not going to take off and steal a base. He's quick. He holds runners well. That was not a smart play on Verlander's part, in my opinion. You don't try and pick him off. If you want to try and hold him close, it's one thing. But now you give him the extra base. There's nobody out. And, that extra base means a lot.
Grunzelanek didn't even have that big of a lead. So now he's on second. And the 1-2 to Sizemore. Right on the outside corner at the knees. Another strikeout for Verlander.
It woke him up. Not when you can make pitches like that.
9th strikeout of the afternoon for Justin Verlander. First out of the inning, and watch this pitch.
Oh, boy, right there at the knees, outside corner, great pitch. I think he picked himself up right there after that throw.
I'll say.
But you still have work to do.
A pitch like that, the difficulty level to just put the bat on it is extremely high. So 1 away for Shin-Soo Choo. Grunzelanek at second. And he stepped out. I don't know if he got time or not.
No, there was no time called. And you know what? As a hitter, something may have gotten his eye. The wind may have bothered him. He has stepped out. The umpire doesn't have to give it to you, which he did not. So it'll go as ball 1. If it was there, too bad. It's a strike. Once that pitcher's in his windup and he's getting ready to come, the umpire does not have to give you time out.
That went outside, so 2-0 to Shin-Soo Choo. Tribe's most consistent here in 2010. 3 of his 4 home runs have come right here at Progressive Field, along with 14 of his 18 runs batted in. And a runner in scoring position here. You got strike call there for Verlander. borderline pitch, but when you've got it going like Verlander has today, you'll generally get that pitch to make it 2-1. Kids bundled up at Progressive Field. Faith and Family Day here today. Swing and a miss. The bottom just dropped out of that ball. That'll even the count at 2-2. Shoot checks his swing in time, says third base umpire Chad Fairchild. So that'll run the count full.
Curveball inside, and Shoot does hold up. No question about it.
We get the paperweights out here in the press box. Ball 4, so Shin-Soo Choo gets the walk. That'll put a couple aboard and bring Travis Hafner to the plate. He's knocked in the only Indians run so far today.
Well, if you bring a specially marked Pepsi or Diet Pepsi can to the box office or any Indians team shop, you'll receive 50% off a mezzanine, upper box, or bleacher ticket for any Indians home game in May.
Great promotion there that over the past several years the Tribe fans have taken advantage of. And now Travis Hafner will see if he can take advantage of this situation. Runners at first and second with one away, and the Tribe trailing by 2. Travis Hafner beginning to find his power stroke this week. A homer on Wednesday. Hit one last night. Of course, that was wiped out with the rainout, but we'll see what Travis can do here against Verlander. Today, he's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 4th inning. He struck out in the 2nd. And now time is called. 108 pitches for Justin Verlander as Joel Zumaya gets loose in the Tigers bullpen. Verlander has looked good today, but that pitch count getting up there now in the 6th inning. Hafner able to lay off that breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Brandon Inge playing way off the line at third base as the infield pulled around a little bit for Travis.
Well, that's where he got the base hit the last time. He shot it through on a fastball away between short and third with runners on first and second. It scored Sizemore back in the 4th inning. He's got a chance to get him again. And this is the exact same situation where they have to pretty much go at him.
Ball 2 to Hafner, and you saw Santiago is shading up the middle, so Inge trying to split the difference there, but there you go. You can see a lot of room on both sides of Brandon Inge.
Well, he can't go. He might want to go further over, but you got the runner at second base.
Right.
You can't do it.
Hafner fouls that one away. That'll even the count at 2-2. Justin Verlander tries to get out of another jam here today. He has for the most part, just given up that 1 run back in the bottom of the 4th. Austin Kearns is on deck. Kearns has struck out twice today.
Well, this will be his last jam to try and get out of, and it's going to end in the 6th inning. He's had 111 pitches, but as I told you, his last 3 starts have been at least 120 pitches.
A look at the base runners with a 2-2 count on Hafner. Inside and a full count now as Verlander really wanted that one, but it did appear off the plate.
Seventh full count today for Verlander. He's walked 4, he's struck out 9.
And now the payoff pitch. Hits it back up the middle. Verlander deflects it.
Bad break.
Finds it. The throw to first, and Cabrera was off the bag.
He was.
It would have been close if he was on, Rick.
You know what? They might have had a chance. I don't know what he's looking to the dugout for, but he didn't stay on the base. Verlander was lucky that ball stayed close. So he was going to make a play. He had a glove. It goes over the mound. Now watch where Cabrera is at. Why he's not on the base. is beyond me. Verlander pounces on it. Now, I don't know if he's just saying, okay, wait, he thought he was going to hold the ball? Look at, he's nowhere in front. No, Hafner would have beat it out anyway, even if he was on the base. He was thinking maybe he was going to hold the ball because you didn't have a chance at him. But it'll go as an infield single.
And that was awfully close play. And
yeah, it was. I mean, in a tight game like this, it sure was.
So Austin Kearns a chance now with the bases loaded and one out, and drives it up the middle for a base hit. 1 run in. Here comes another. Tribe ties the game as Shin-Soo Choo touches home plate. And a big base hit for Austin Kearns.
Well, how about that? He got Kearns to end that fourth inning. Not this time. Kearns gets after him early. Gets that base hit up the middle, and we have a tie game. What a nice job there by Austin Kearns. He gets his 13th and 14th ribby. See that? I don't know if that was a slider or what, but it was away, and he goes right back up the middle. So some timely hitting, still just 1 out. Indians with an opportunity to take a lead in this game.
So Austin Kearns, who had struck out 2 previous times against Verlander in the 2nd and 4th inning, comes through here in the 6th with a big base hit to drive in 2. And now the Indians a chance to take the lead with Johnny Peralta at the plate. And he hits that one on the ground to short. It's a double play ball. 6-4, and a great job at second base. Austin Kearns took out the second baseman there for Detroit, Sizemore.
That's the way you do it. Take his feet away. Don't let him turn the double play, because that was a double play ball.
Well, you got to love the way Austin Kearns plays baseball.
Yes, you do. I mean, this keeps the inning going. This could be a very big play. Look at, he bobbled it just enough to where Kearns was down on his feet, and he wasn't going to be able to throw that baseball. Great hustle. That's something that doesn't show up in the box scores, where Valbuena can take advantage. That gives them 1 extra out to take the lead.
And he slid right over the base. Clean play as
Oh,
well.
yeah, that was clean.
So now Valbuena has a chance to give the Indians the lead, but he takes strike 1 from Justin Verlander. And Valbuena today flew out to center field his first time up, walked and was caught stealing in the 5th. Runners at the corners now with 2 down. And Valbuena hits that one high in the air to right. That's going to make its way into the stands. And Valbuena finds himself down now 0-2. But the Indians have 2 runs home here in the 6th inning to tie the game at 3. Tribe with 3 runs on 4 hits today. Tigers with 3 runs on 5 hits. Detroit's also committed an error. There's Johnny Peralta on first base. Previously, you saw Pronk at third. But Luis Valbuena down on the count here, 0-2 to Tigers ace Justin Verlander. Valbuena up the middle. Nice glove there by Verlander. He'll make the play. He's out of the inning, but the Indians tie it on a big base hit by Austin Kearns to drive in 2. 3-all. We head to the 7th inning at Progressive Field. AT&T.com. AT&T, rethink possible. By the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's. And Manny Acta has made the AT&T call to the bullpen as he brings in Kerry Wood for the first time this year for the Tribe.
You're right. That's a good sight. Kerry Wood on the mound. This is last year's numbers, appearing in 58 games. 20 for 26 in save opportunities. And right now, Manny Acta just wants to get him some work, and get maybe an outing or a couple appearances in there to get him sharp, because he hasn't pitched in spring training, just a couple of appearances down in Double-A. So he will try and fit him in. And, well, now it's coming into a tie game, going into the 7th inning. But it's nice to have him back. They certainly need him, and you got to get him in the back end of that bullpen, and hopefully he's back to closing games here really soon. What the heck is that?
An expansive sweatshirt. All the way down past the knees. I think there's a human being in the one on the right, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's your call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T, a better 3G experience. So Kerry Wood will see hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the Detroit lineup. Scott Sizemore, Ramon Santiago, and Austin Jackson. In a 3-3 game as Kerry Wood delivers strike 1 at the knees. And a few raindrops coming down.
Oh, no, bite your tongue, Al. Come on, we played 7.
See some blue sky out over Lake Erie.
Come on, it was 4 innings yesterday. We're into the 7th today.
Kerry Wood, the former Chicago Cub, in his second season now with the Tribe, gets ahead 0-2 to Scott Sizemore, who has all 3 Detroit runs batted in today. And he got those back in the 4th inning with the bases loaded when a double to left center field brought them all in.
Yeah, all with 2 outs. It was a big hit by the youngster, Scott Sizemore. That was really the fastball that Justin Masterson left up over the plate. That was his only really bad pitch today.
Oh, sick curveball from Kerry Wood. Scott Sizemore, take a seat. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Mr. Wood. Guess he wasn't ready for this one.
Well, no. When Kerry Wood's sliders on, it's unhittable. That has been his bread and butter pitch his whole life, and when he's throwing it for strikes, it's lights out.
Yep. I mean, poor Scott Sizemore. First time he got to look at Wood, and Wood's first batter this year goes down as a strikeout. And Ramon Santiago fouls that one for strike 1. So Kerry Wood off to a good start here in his first appearance of the 2010 season. 4 straight strikes as the Umbrellas do come out here at the ballpark. As we said, there is some break in the clouds. Well, hopefully this will not last. 1-1 now to Ramon Santiago. Ground out and a strikeout for Santiago today. Tigers shortstop has the average now at 288. And he takes that breaking ball up high. The thing with Kerry Wood, too, Rick, is he's got 4+ pitches. Now, he doesn't have all 4 working sometimes and some days, but when he does,
well, you don't need 4. You don't need 4 coming out of the bullpen for 1 inning. You need you got to locate your fastball and mix in a breaking ball. If he's throwing mid-90s, move it in and out. Sometimes you only need 1.
3-1 to Santiago. That ball hit to left. Kearns going back and over towards the foul line, and he makes the catch. 2 away here in the 7th inning. That'll go to Austin Jackson now on the top of the Tiger order. So 2 up, 2 down for Kerry Wood. And his first appearance of the year here in the 7th inning of a tie game. Tribe and Tigers. Some of the raindrops get on our center field camera. Austin Jackson, 1 for 3 today. And a single and a stolen base back in the 3rd inning. Struck out in the 1st. And his last time up in the 5th, he lined out to Shin-Soo Choo in right. He was named the American League Rookie of the Month for April. And has reached base now in 24 consecutive games. It's 2-0 to Austin Jackson. It's that one to right. Down the line, and it's a fair ball. Into the corner. Jackson can fly. Chew up with it quickly, though, and gets it in. So it'll be a double for Austin Jackson with 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
Well, this young man, he looks like he's going to be a very good player. That was his 9th double. I thought he was going to go for 3, but Chew bounced on that ball in a hurry. He leads the league in triples with 3. Look at him go down the other way. This ball just inside the line, down in the corner. I mean, almost got some chalk. And he was thinking 3, and he made the decision. But with Chew getting over there, getting on that ball in a hurry, he's got to stop at second base. But it's a 2-out double.
Now Johnny Damon with the runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And he fouls that pitch from Kerry Wood off into the seats. Damon has been to the plate 3 times today, officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Walked in the 1st, walked in the 5th. And hit by Jackson, the 6th today for the Tigers. Personally, his 2nd on the afternoon. Johnny Damon with an 0-1 count. Pitch up high. Johnny Damon has called his former teammate Tom Gordon the toughest right-hander that he's ever faced in the majors. Here he's facing Kerry Wood. Another tough righty with a 1-1 count in the top of the 7th. There's Jackson at second base. That pitch inside. So 2-1 now to Johnny Damon with Ordonez and Cabrera on deck. Ordonez on deck, Cabrera in the hole. Tough couple of hitters following Damon here. 3-1 now to Johnny Damon. So, Rick, what would be the strategy? Do you be careful with Damon and get to the righty Ordonez, or do you go after Damon here?
No, I think you go after every hitter here. Kerry Wood, I'd like to see him pitch Damon inside with the fastball, but he threw him a cutter and a breaking ball, and he missed with the fastball, so he's 3-1. Just stay in. There. Good pitch.
It just missed, but ball 4. 3rd walk for Johnny Damon today as he heads down to first base. And check out Sports Time Ohio tomorrow. Join Bruce Drennan for a primetime edition of All Bets Are Off at 7 o'clock. And then at 9, perhaps Bruce will stick around and get some golf tips from golf pro Jimmy Hanlon as he gets you up to date on the PGA Tour while taking your calls and emails. All Bets Are Off. And the Golf Zone with Jimmy Hanlon tomorrow night starting at 7 right here on STO. We'll see if Jimmy will step away from the desk and get a look at his pants. Is the pants with the most character, to say the least, at STO. It's tomorrow night in prime time on Sports Time Ohio.
Let's see if he's got any rain pants that we can borrow because it's starting to come down again.
Just seems to be one dark cloud over us right now. The blue sky off in the distance. Maglio Ordonez, a 1-0 count from Wood, and he drives that one to right, but it slices foul. Leaving the count at 1-1. Ordonez 1 for 3 today. The ground out, fly out, and single. So 2 outs for the Tigers, but runners at first and second as they try to get a little 2-out rally going in a tie game. It's the Umbrellas now out here at the ballpark. Low and away on the breaking ball. 2-1 now to Maglio Ordonez, who collected his 2,000th hit this past April 29th. Ordonez just the 6th Venezuelan player to do it in Major League Baseball. And he'd love to get a hit here and put the Tigers back on top. And now Kerry Wood, a conversation with Lou Marson. Now Jamie Wright is getting loose in the Indians' bullpen. Ordonez took that pitch. 3-1 now to the Tiger slugger, and you've got Miguel Cabrera on deck. There's Jamie Wright. Well, you don't want to face Cabrera, but you have to be careful with Ordonez.
Well, you got to throw strikes. You got to, get in there. It's his first time out. You can't walk him. Give him opportunities.
And now the count goes full to Maglio Ordonez here in the top of the 7th. 3-3 game, and there's Cabrera. He would be next. Ball 4 to Ordonez, and now Cabrera will come to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 7th.
Tim Belcher going to go out and talk to Kerry Wood. He had the first 2 guys with no problem. And Austin Jackson hit a nice double down the right field line. He walked Damon, walked Ordonez. Now there's no room to put him. He's got his work cut out for him here. Well, a Tribe game at Progressive Field is a perfect choice for a unique and exciting outing. For groups, special discounts are available for groups of 25 or more. Up to 50% off every ticket for some select games. 216-420-HITS or Indians.com.
So Kerry Wood got the first two batters he faced here in the 7th inning. The next 3 have reached, and now a ball 1 count to Miguel Cabrera, who struck out in the 1st inning, walked and scored in the 4th, and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 5th. And this is the last Tiger hitter you'd want to face right here. That pitch driven to center field. It's going to get down as it slices into right center. 1 run is in. Here comes another. 2 score, and the Tigers go back on top 5-3 with the big 2-out base hit for Miguel Cabrera.
This guy, the league's best hitter right now. You mess around, and with 2 outs and nobody on, they come back and they get Kerry Wood. The hitters prior to this inning, he had to go fastball in, and look at that guy just bring the hands in, go inside out. He is a clutch hitter right now, the best in this league, without a doubt. So he will give Detroit a 5-3 lead, tack on 2 more RBIs, give him 32. This all starting with 2 outs and nobody on.
And now Maniacta to the mound. And he has made the call to the bullpen for Jamie Wright. So we'll take a break here in the 7th inning. Tigers get 2 home. They take the lead 5-3. Back after this. With 2 outs and runners at the corners, and manager Manny Acta will go to his lefty, Tony Sipp, as he's made the AT&T call to the bullpen.
Tony's been pitching outstanding for the Indians, making his 14th appearance. And a guy that has 10 strikeouts in 10 2/3 innings. And he is yet, let me check out his inherited runners. He's done a terrific job in that department for Tony Sipp. 10 inherited runners. He's going to inherit 2 more, and none have scored. So he's going to face the young left-hander, Brennan Bosch.
Ordonez over there at third base. Miguel Cabrera at first, 2 away here in the 7th inning as once again the sun comes out. The Tribe once again on the losing end of a 5-3 score. And Brennan Bosch, another guy who really tore it up in Double-A Erie last season, at the plate with an RBI opportunity. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. Detroit with 5 runs today. All have come after 2 outs. Detroit hitting 4 for 9 with 2 outs today, while Cleveland is 0 for 6.
Well, that's what they did very well last night in last night's game that didn't count.
Bosch again going fishing for the low one.
And I told you that the Detroit team from the 4th inning on, they outscore their opponents every inning. But from the 7th inning on is when they do their damage. And here we are in the top of the 7th. They had 2 outs, nobody on. They're able to push 2 across. And that's if Tony Sipp can get Bosch right here.
Bosch 1 for 3 today. He singled and scored in the 4th inning. He's down 0-2 to Sipp. And he swung and missed again at that low pitch. It's Tony Sipp. Got him with 3 low ones. And Bosch is out for the final out of the inning. Yeah, that's 3 guys. Come on in. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 5-3 Detroit. Stretch time. On the bottom of the 7th, Tribe down by 2. They were down 3-0, came back and tied it. See if they can come back again. 99, by the way, in that first fastball from Zamaya.
Well, he's not loose yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, this guy, he is something special. Not only does he have that, when he's on, he's got a curveball he can throw. Not that you have to throw it because you can challenge hitters a lot, but he's also got a changeup. He's got 3 quality pitches.
You're right, Rick. That one was 101 on the speed gun.
I'm not even looking at it.
Now he's finally getting loose. Laporta wants time. Matt Laporta today It's blown out twice to right field. 0 for 2. One and two now to Matt Laporta, the Indians' leadoff batter here in the 7th inning.
You know, when you talk about Joel Zumaya, his problem has been injuries. And this guy is going to, for Detroit to be successful this year and to have a great bullpen, the reason why they do is he's going to have to remain healthy for the course of the year. He's had finger problems, shoulder problems. Look at that. That's overmatched right there.
So Laporta down on strikes. Was the 9th strikeout for Tiger pitching today. Let's watch this again.
Oh, that's only 100 miles an hour again. That looked like it had a little movement to it. So hitters, when you see swings like that, you know this guy is dealing.
In this Tiger bullpen, in the last 18 games, they have an ERA just above 1.07.
Well, that's why they have the best bullpen in the league. Their bullpen this year, 9-4. With a 2.03 ERA, which is ranked first in the league. Their starters have been the worst in the league, with a 5.65 ERA and a record of 7-9. But their bullpen, that's why they score late. You know, if that offense, that's why when that offense can get them a run, they're going to hold the lead. Your offense is only as good as that bullpen, and when that bullpen, when they give them a lead and they can come in and slam the door, and you know they lost a couple components to that bullpen from last year. Brandon Lyon, who ended up re-signing, who is a quality pitcher, and you got the big boy over with the Angels,
Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, the bullpen for the Tigers in the early going here has definitely done the job. Lou Marson batting here with a 2-1 count. He struck out both times today that he was previously at the plate. He fouls that one back to even the count at 2-2. You're right, Rick. If Joel Zumaya could stay healthy, I mean, that heater he's got is wicked. And that's the key.
Well, everybody just, you know, they figured that this guy would be a natural closer when he comes up. He hasn't been a closer yet because he hasn't been able to pitch out there. Right now it's Jose Valverde, who they re-signed and is 7 saves for him on the year.
Marson down on strikes. So Zumaya blows away the first 2 batters he faces, and now Mark Grunzelanek will come to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 7th.
Well, you can meet a current Tribe player and watch the Indians from the field when Batting Practice Extra. Choose from 3 different packages. Options include Progressive Field Fun Money. Hit your other talkback. There you go. Fun Money or Dinner at the Terrace Club. Batting Practice Extra is available for 2010 games. 216-420-HITS.
It's the box on the left, not on the right.
Your other left.
Now Mark Grunzelanek batting here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody on, facing Joel Zumaya. Grunzelanek with a single and a run scored in the 6th inning. Fouls that one straight back. Popped down the 1st inning, lined out in the 4th. So Mark 1 for 3 today. Grunzelanek has always been a hitter in his career. He always has that average right between 280 and 310. Missed most of last year. Missed it all at the major league level with an injury, but made the club in spring training and sends that one to right center. Jackson coming on, but won't get there. Base hit for Mark Grunzelanek with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. His 2nd consecutive hit. We'll give Grady Sizemore an opportunity now with 2 down and a runner aboard.
You know, he just put a short stroke on that, not trying to do much, almost like playing pepper. With a guy that throws that hard, believe me, just put the shortest stroke you can on the baseball. He will supply the power. So you find a way. That's his 2nd consecutive hit. Bring the tying run to the plate for the Tribe.
Grady has walked, scored in the 4th inning, struck out the other 2 times. And he swings and misses there at a Zumaya fastball. That pitch is up and out. Grady's favorite player growing up was Bo Jackson. And his dad was pitching overhand to him when he was 4 years old. Grady Sizemore, quite an athlete. Batting here in 7th inning with 2 outs and a runner aboard. That off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. So 1-2 now to Grady
85
Sizemore.
mile an hour changeup. Some guys wish they threw that hard.
So 1-2 now to Sizemore. Grunzalanek at first base. Swing and a miss. So Zamaya strikes out the side, and the Indians are done in the 7th inning. We'll head to the 8th. 5-3 Detroit. Detroit has the lead as we go to the top of the 8th. Tony Sipp on the hill, who came in relief of Kerry Wood in the 7th inning. He'll face hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the Tiger batting order. Inge, Avila, and Sizemore. And Brandon Inge swinging there at the first pitch, fouling it off. Inge is 1 for 3 today. He singled and scored in the 4th inning, struck out the other 2 times. Indians pitching does have 10 strikeouts today. 7 by Masterson. And 2 by Kerry Wood and 1 by Tony Sipp. And pitch in the dirt. So the Tribe trailing by 2 here. And well, the Tigers' 2-out hitting today has been the difference, getting 5 RBIs with 2 outs. As once again, the rain begins to fall.
A couple of key hits, one by Scott Sizemore, the second by Cabrera.
Strike there to Inge, who's not in agreement, as it evens the count at 2-2. It's been the difference today. Those 2 big hits. Sizemore with the bases loaded and a double, and Cabrera with the bases loaded and a single. And Inge a fly to left center. Sizemore's there. That's the first out of the 8th inning. Make sure you stick around here on Sports Time Ohio after the game and join Chuck Galletti for Chuck's Last Call. He'll take your calls and emails following the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. That's Chuck's Last Call. It's today after the game, and it's exclusively here on Sports Time Ohio. One out now for Alex Avila. 0 for 3 today. And he hits that one hard to the second baseman, Mark Grunzelanek. He'll make the easy play, 2 down. That'll bring Scott Sizemore to the plate. And one of the big key hitters today in the Tiger lineup. He has just that one double, but it was a big one back in the fourth. Broke a scoreless tie with 2 outs and the bases loaded, knocked in 3 to give the Tigers the initial 3-0 lead. He struck out his other 2 times up in the 3rd and 7th inning. Scott Sizemore was the Tigers' minor league player of the year last year. So he looks at ball 1 from Tony Sipp. Played at both AA and AAA last year and played in the Futures game. So from the Futures game to the starting second base job this year for Detroit in place of Placido Polanco. It's 1-1 now to Scott Sizemore. And when he made his major league debut back on April 5th at Kansas City, he was the first Tigers player to make his major league debut as the starting second baseman on opening day since Jake Wood did it for the Tigers in 1961. Detroit very high on this kid.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. They think he's going to be a very good player. That's why they didn't re-sign Polanco.
3-1 now to Scott Sizemore. Tigers second baseman hitting in the 8 hole in manager Jim Leland's lineup. Ramon Santiago on deck. And Wynn kicks up again. And the Gulls are moving back in as well.
They sure are.
That pitch up high. So ball 4 to Scott Sizemore. He gets the 2-out walk. He'll head down to first base. And that'll bring Ramon Santiago to the plate today. 0 for 3. A ground out, strikeout, and fly out. Santiago, the switch hitter, will swing around and bat from the right side against Tony Sipp. First batter that wasn't retired by Sipp. With the strikeout there at the end of the 7th inning against Brennan Bosch, and then retired the first 2 batters he faced here in the 8th. So then Sizemore was able to work the walk from him. Santiago's down 0-1 to Tony Sipp. And Tony Sipp, a nice story too, is he had that injured elbow that he was able to recover from when he was coming up through the minors. When he was at Lake County about 5 years ago, people talked about how good he was, and that injury kind of derailed him, but he's really come back strong, and now a key member of this Tribe bullpen.
Well, he's pitched very, very well. One of the guys that Manny Actor can rely on, and it was what Tony did last year. You know, him and Chris Perez have really settled down this bullpen in the second half. And then when you had a little stability out there, then things got much better. So he's been a guy you can count on. But the key for Tony is throwing strikes, and he knows it.
Inside there. So 1-2 now to Santiago.
Tony's that guy when he gets out there on the mound and pitches, he's fearless. He's not afraid of anything or any situation. He goes out there and he'll, let's go, baby. Give it to me.
That one's in the dirt. It's funny about Tony. After the first time I interviewed him last year when he was up, and he got done, he's like, man, I don't know how you do this for a living. This is tough. It's more nerve-wracking for him doing a live interview than it is on the mound.
Well, no, it was more nerve-wracking talking to you than it was pitching.
That's what it was, absolutely. Didn't know what I could have asked
Well,
him.
it is for those guys sometimes. He's a good kid, though, isn't he?
Absolutely. He is one of the nicer kids that you'll come across. Easy guy to pull for. You always like to see guys recover from injuries. And, Tony Sipp is one of those guys that you just feel good for the way his career now is turning out. Payoff pitch grounded up the middle just past Sipp into center field. That'll go for a base hit as Sizemore hits second and goes to third. So now the Tigers again trying to get a little 2-out rally. They've got runners at the corners with 2 away. On the Tigers' 8th hit today, and the first for Santiago, and that'll bring Austin Jackson to the plate.
Well, I had him down 0-2, and then he works it back to full, and that ball just gets by Tony's glove, and it's going to go back up the middle. So Sip can't retire Santiago. Keeps the inning going, and you're going to face a tough hitter here in Austin Jackson with 2 outs, and this is when the Tigers have done their damage today.
So back to the top of the order, and Austin Jackson, who has 2 hits already. Single in the 3rd, a double and a run scored in the 7th. He's 2 for 4. And that pitch is down low for a ball. Well, he's battling his teammate Miguel Cabrera for the league lead in average. Jackson now at 373. There's the numbers on Austin Jackson. And Cabrera's at 371. So Jackson's actually taken it over now here today, leading the American League with that 373 average. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is lifted to right, twisting, heading towards the seats, and it will go out of play as Laporta gave it a look. So did Grunzelanek. It'll make the count 1-2. Austin Jackson entered this year as the Tigers' 3rd best prospect, ranked by Baseball America. But so much for being a prospect. I would say he's not a prospect any longer, Rick, as he's established himself here at the big league level. Hector Ambriz getting loose in the Indians' bullpen. He was going to pitch the 5th inning last night. He came in, but that's when the tarp came out and the game was called. A check swing by Jackson, and he did not go. So it's 2-2 now to the Tigers center fielder. Boy, that wind really kicking up once again. That one hit to right again, twisting foul. It'll go out of play. Well, Austin Jackson has made himself a tough out here in the early going this season.
Yeah, he has. I mean, in that leadoff spot, he's going to get a lot of at-bats. He does strike out a lot, but that's something he will cut down once he gets to know some of the pitchers in the league. And Jim Leland, he couldn't be with a better guy over there.
Gets that one on the ground to short. Valbuena. Tough time getting out of his mitt, and safe at second base. A run scores. 6-3 Detroit as they get another 2-out run. All 6 runs that they've scored today have come with 2 outs.
Valbuena's really struggling at shortstop. That cannot happen. I mean, he bobbled that ball and bobbled it, and that just gives him another run. I mean, this is a routine play. Ground ball, get it, throw to second base. Watch the bobble. See, he's got the yips out there at short. And the hustle, I give Santiago credit. He hustled. That's got to be an error, huh?
E6.
Yeah, fielder's choice E6. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's like what you have the yips in putting when you're a golfer. You don't want that ball hit to you when there's 2 outs, and unfortunately it keeps coming to Valbuena.
So the first error of the day committed by the Tribe, but it cost them a run, and once again the Tigers match their largest lead of 3 at 6-3. And the Indians not out of the inning yet. They've got runners, Detroit does, at first and second with 2 outs, and Johnny Damon at the plate. He's walked 3 times today, struck out the other. And he fouls that one off. So the Indians were down 3-0. They were able to tie it up in the bottom of the 6th inning on a base hit by Austin Kearns to drive in 2, but the Tigers come back with 2 runs in the 7th and 1 here in the 8th to once again make this a 3-run deficit for Cleveland. And now 2-1 to Johnny Damon. Several times today, Rick, the Indians pitchers, they've gotten the first 2 outs and then have struggled getting that 3rd.
Well, it happened in the 7th with the Kerry Wood. And right here again, it was the first 2 outs for Tony Sipp, and then a walk, a little single. He had him down 0-2, but the error, he should be out of the inning.
Yep.
To his credit, he made his pitch. He should be sitting in the dugout. And this always seems to happen to the Indians when they make their mistakes. What do they have? 21 unearned runs allowed, and that is the most in the American League. And it's another one added right here.
And they haven't committed a ton of errors this year, but it seems
no,
when
overall,
they do,
they played decent.
Right,
Shortstop. But it's killed these kids.
The opponents have cashed it in. Well, Sip gets out of the inning there. And we will move to the bottom of the 8th. 6-3, Tigers have the lead. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning on a windy, cool day at Progressive Field. 6-3 is the score. Tigers have the lead. And Detroit has a new left fielder into the game as well for Johnny Damon. Don Kelly has entered. There he is. Don went to Point Park College. It's in the NAIA. He left as their all-time leading hitter at .413. Meanwhile, Chu comes to the plate for the Tribe to lead off the bottom of the 8th. It'll be hitters 3, 4, and 5 in Chu, Hafner, and Kearns. As the Indians once again try to mount a comeback. 7 of their 10 wins this year have been from the come-from-behind variety. They'll have to do it again here this afternoon with 6 more outs remaining for the Tribe, and Joel Zamaya working into his 2nd inning of relief. Chu lines that one right back up the middle.
Take that. Chu was on that fastball. Tell you what, that's a great swing.
Sure is. Shin-Soo Choo, you just love to watch him bat. Great swing and line drives
this
like
one's
this.
99, and he just left that one mill. I don't care how hard you throw. These hitters will time it up. You know, you're good hitters. Look at it. Right back at you, big fella. That's hit number 5 for the Indians. But the Indians are going to have to get a few more hits because the Tigers are going for their 10th straight win against the Tribe.
I believe they're 17-4 in the last 21 games that these two have played going back to last season. So here's Travis Hafner with the runner on and nobody out in the 8th. And Zamaya throws ball 1 to Travis Hafner. Travis struck out in the 2nd inning, singled in the 4th, got an RBI there. Walked back in the 6th inning. I beg your pardon, singled back in the 6th inning. And he drives that one to right center. Ordonez going back, looking up. It's off the wall. Around third comes Chu. They'll hold him there. Hafner in at 2nd with the double. And the Indians have something going here in the 8th inning.
Well, that ball, the wind kept that one, and that ball there was smoked. Ordonez knew it was over his head as soon as he left out. There's another fastball that I'll tell you what, Hafner jumps on. Gets those hands through the hitting area in a hurry. Chu cannot score. He's going to have to stay at third base. Look at this. Boom, fastball. I mean, hammered. Normal day, that ball is into the seats. Normal day. This one just comes down and it hits that sign. Hits the wall. Ordonez gets it in. 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out.
Austin Kearns to the plate.
It's the first extra base hit today for the Tribe, and Hafner now with 3 hits.
And Austin Kearns 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in today. And he drives that one to right field right at Ordonez. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Chu. Throw comes home and Chu slides in safely. And because it came through, Hafner alertly tagged up and went to third. So now it's a 6-4 game on the third RBI of the day for Austin Kearns.
You know, that's a play there, Al, where I think I might have went to third base with the throw as opposed to home plate. Because, Chu runs much better than Hafner. And it's a productive out because you get the runner in, but you also get the runner over from second to third base.
So the Indians get 1 run home here in the 8th to make it a 2-run game. Now they have a runner at third with less than 2 outs in the infield back. And needing only a ground ball from Johnny Peralta to drive in that run. Or, of course, a sacrifice fly. But if the Indians could get this other one in here, it'll make it a 1-run game. Tigers with 6 runs on 8 hits. Indians 4 runs on 7 hits. Both clubs committed 1 error. Peralta fouls that one back, so now he's down 0-2. And Austin Kearns, Rick, just continues to deliver with the RBIs. 3 more today.
He does. Well, he was sitting in a nice situation there. He did a nice job. So he has driven in 3 of the 4.
And now Johnny Peralta with 1 down and Hafner at third. Swing and a miss. So Peralta is out on strikes, and Joel Zamaya, boy, 101 miles per hour on that fastball. He's got this pitch going. It is tough to catch up with.
Well, you're not going to hit it. That's above the belt. It's a ball. That's a pitch you cannot, definitely not swing at from Zumaya. But, I mean, it's borderline. You see it so well from him for a brief second. You're not going to catch up to it, but there's the Tiger bullpen. Perry and Koch getting loose.
And now Luis Valbuena at the plate, and he looks at strike 1. Valbuena today 0 for 2 with the walk back in the 5th inning. So 2 outs now with Hafner still at third. Indians down by 2. Valbuena went too far. So quickly, Zamaya gets ahead 0-2 on Valbuena. And Zamaya trying to work out of this jam here, only allowing the 1 run. The 0-2 pitch. That's up high. Luis Valbuena trying to pick up Hafner on third. Up high again. Zamaya not happy with his delivery there. So 2-2 now to Luis Valbuena with Matt Laporta waiting on deck. And the Indians trying to get 1 more back here in the 8th inning at least to make this a 1-run ball game. Tribe was down 3-0, then 6-3. Now it's 6-4. And it'll stay that way as Luis Valbuena is down on strikes. 4th strikeout for Joel Zamaya in 2 innings of work. Indians get a run in the 8th. They trail by 2 as we head to the 9th. 6-4 Tigers. the field. 6-4. Detroit has the lead as we head to the ninth. And a new pitcher for the Tribe.
We got Hector Ambrose coming on for the fourth time. This guy has shown signs of having very good stuff. A good fastball in the mid-90s, a nice hook. He has not walked anybody, and you have to love that in his 4 innings of work and 4 punch-outs.
Ambrose was selected from Arizona in the Major League phase of the 2009 Rule 5 draft. Last year at AA Mobile and AAA Reno. He was 12-11 with a .494 earned run average. He was a starter in his career, and the Indians would like to make him a bullpen member. And he did very well in Columbus on an injury rehab, as he made 7 appearances at AAA Columbus in April and had an ERA of 1.13 with no record. 8 innings pitched, gave up just 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 15 for AAA Columbus.
If they want to keep him, he's going to have to remain at the big league level all year long, where they can offer him back to the D-backs.
2 of his 3 appearances this year for the Tribe are scoreless, as that pop foul will just go into the stands.
Did you see the wind just push that ball into the seats?
Aglio Ordonez with a 1-1 count. It's Ordonez, Cabrera, and Bosch. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the 9th inning for Detroit. They lead it by 2. And this wind here today has made it interesting, and the ball's hit high in the air.
Well, we don't know what it's like on the field. It really looks nasty when you're down at field level. I mean, so hit, pitch, catching the baseball cannot be an easy thing today.
Grounder to second. Krunzalanek makes the play. 1 out here in the 9th inning. That'll bring Miguel Cabrera to the plate. He has 1 hit today, 1 walk, and strikeout and a ground into double play. So 1 for 3 for Miguel Cabrera, but that base hit in the 7th inning drove in 2 runs.
Yeah, broke the tie.
To break that 3-3 tie. This is when you like to face him, though. 1 out and nobody on base. There's the numbers on Cabrera. Now 2nd in the league with his batting average behind his teammate. Or now, actually, Jackson made that out his last time up. So Cabrera's back on top at 371. Jackson hitting 370 here in the early going. Don't forget to get your STO merchandise at STOstuff.com. Of course, you can get the Matt and Rick bobblehead. I've got one of those in the studio.
You do? I haven't even seen one yet.
Yeah.
What's it look like?
You guys look the same.
Do I have a bucket
You'll
head?
both look good.
Or a bobblehead?
Yeah. That one's a strike. So 2-1 now to Miguel Cabrera. Miguel's parents met on a baseball field. His dad was a good amateur player, and his mom was the shortstop for the Venezuelan national softball team. So baseball is in the bloodlines, and Miguel Cabrera has really come on. Ever since he came up with Florida, Rick, I don't ever recall a season where Miguel Cabrera wasn't batting over 300.
He's born to hit, man. This kid was born to hit, honest to God, ever since his very first year coming up at the Marlins.
3-1 now to Miguel Cabrera. Those 2 RBIs earlier today. 32 for the season, leads the AL in that category. Well, he's hoping the wind will die down a little bit, and so his home plate umpire Mike Riley. Boy, it's not tough today to be out there on the field. Ball 4 to Cabrera, and at least the players get to go in every half inning. The umpires they've been out there for all the way today. So a walk to Cabrera, that puts him at first with 1 away. And Brennan Bosch, the designated hitter, will be the batter. Bosch 1 for 4 today. He had a single and a run scored back in the 4th inning. And there's the Tigers closer, Jose Valverde. Most likely, we'll see him in the 9th inning. Brennan Bosch, the batter. If you look at his stance, Rick, it's kind of interesting. He grew up being compared to Sean Green. And if you look at kind of the way he holds the bat and the way he swings, I see a lot of Sean Green in this young man.
Sean Green used to have that front foot open a little bit more than he does.
Right.
He's square to the plate.
It's a great point. The way he holds that bat, though, seems very similar. He's hit some majestic home runs, too. The longest he recalls hitting was when he was with Erie. He hit a house behind right field across the street from the ballpark up there. in Erie, PA.
I've never been in that ballpark. Have you seen it there? Have you been in the Erie ballpark?
Yeah. That's quite a ways. It hit the house over the street. Of the Eastern League with 28 home runs last year. And he drives that one to right. That'll stay in the park as it gets down, but it'll go for extra bases. Bosch around first. He'll stop at second base. Cabrera will be held at third. So a one-out double by Brennan Bosch. And now the Tigers once again with an opportunity here in the ninth inning this time as they'll put runners at second and third with one away.
Well, that was a hanger. Breaking ball. You can see he left up in the strike zone, and Bosch jumps on it, as all good hitters do. Drives it down there. Their third double today, so an opportunity to add to that 6-4 lead with the infield going to come in and try and choke that run off at home plate.
With the Tribe already down by 2, they can't allow it to grow any bigger. Brandon Inge steps to the plate here. That was the second hit of the day for Bosch. Tigers now with 9 hits. They've scored 6 runs. Indians have 7 hits. They've scored 4. Brandon Inge 1 for 4 today with a single and a run scored in the 4th inning. He's also struck out a couple of times and flown out to center field. 2-0 now to Brandon Inge. Inge batting .252 this year, but 15 RBIs. Tigers' third baseman. 3-0 to Inge. And Hector Ambrose finds himself in a bit of a jam here in the 9th inning. (3-0) to Brandon Inge. Ball 4. So he walks Inge on 4 straight pitches. And now the bases are loaded for Alex Avila. And before we get Avila, let's go back to our STO studios and get a final on that Orioles-Twins game from Dave.
It is over, Al. Orioles and Twins. Brendan Harris goes down swinging 7-3 the final. And as Rick said, he is right. Baltimore very good in Minnesota. They've won 2 in a row there with the game still tonight. And they could be 2 back. If the Tigers win, the Tigers will be 2 back.
All right, Dave. So, Rick, yeah, you were correct.
No, just the history. I think when they go in there, even back indoors, they used to beat up on the Twins no matter what kind of teams they had. All right, we've got a full-blown meeting at the mound. With the bases loaded, you don't want to give any more up. We'll see what they do on the infield if they play the middle infielders back for a double play to get out of this. You got the left-hander Avila, Alex Avila, the hitter. He does not have a hit yet today, so yeah, the middle will drop back at the corners. Maybe you'll cut the run off depending on how hard the ball is hit.
So Avila at the plate. He's 0 for 4 today. And he takes strike 1 from Hector Ambrose, and there's no one warming in the Tribe bullpen. So this is Ambrose's jam to get out of here. The base is loaded and 1 away in the 9th. 6-4 Detroit. They're trying to add on. Curveball is up high. 1-1 now to Alex Avila. Boy, another hit here by the Tigers would really make this one tough in the 9th inning for the Tribe. They're already down by 2. That one popped out of play, so now Ambrose gets ahead of Avila 1-2. 18,428 here today, though many went for cover. The rain came down a couple of different times. And now Ambrose trying to get Avila here. Strikeout would definitely help the situation. That one popped foul, and it will make the seats about 3 rows up. Alex Avila, a young catcher for the Tigers. They've got some nice young players on this team. Avila, Brennan Bosch, who hit that double earlier this inning, Austin Jackson.
Yes, they do.
Jackson and Bosch with multi-hit games today.
Rick Porcello, Verlander. Yeah, they've got. You're right. They've got a bunch of young kids now that are playing well.
That pitch down low. 2-2 now to Alex Avila. Scott Sizemore at second base. And now with Minnesota losing today, as it stands right now, Detroit is just 2.5 back. So they could gain some ground. And with these young players, they've got that mix. They still have the veterans, Ordonez, Cabrera, Inge. That pitch grounded to second.
Nice
4,
pitch.
6, 3. Ambriz gets out of the jam in the 9th inning. We'll go to the bottom half. Tribe still down by 2. Last chance for the Indians after this. Hoping that the Tribe can put a couple of runs on the board and even this one out or score 3 and win it. And they'll have to do it against the Tigers closer. Jose Valverde has entered the game.
Well, I like what you say. Score 3 and win it. Well, 15th time Valverde coming on. He has 7 saves in 8 opportunities. And he's going to come on and face Laporta, Marson, and then Grudzelanic.
So it'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1 for Valverde here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Laporta 0 for 3 today. Couple of flyouts to right, a strikeout in the 7th inning to Zamaya.
One of those 7 saves that has come against the Indians earlier in the year in his only appearance.
We've talked about this Tiger bullpen, Rick, and yeah, you look at what they lost last year. Brandon Lyon was a consistent setter-man. And then Fernando Rodney was doing a nice job as closer. You lose both of them, and yet you're still better than you were last year.
Well, to this point, yes. You know, you see how it plays out the rest of the year.
And Laporta, first pitch swinging. Nice play by Brandon Inge. Spins and throws him out. So Laporta made good contact, and Brandon Inge made the nice play for the first out of the 9th inning. Player of the game, Scott Sizemore. He had the big 2-out bases loaded, 3 RBI double back in the 4th inning. That broke a scoreless tie. This season against Cleveland now a .333 batting average. So Scott Sizemore, player of the game today for Detroit. As the Indians get down to their final 2 outs, and Russell Branyan will be pinch hitting for Lou Marson. Lou was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today. And Russell Branyan will look at strike 1 from Valverde. So the base is empty with 1 out for Branyan. He was a starter in last night's game. That was rained out after 4 innings.
You know, my thinking here would be if Cabrera was in there today and he just gave him the off day, I would pinch hit Cabrera here only because he's got a better chance to get on base. You know, you're down 2 runs. I'd look to see. So I don't know if Cabrera can play. That's just the situation, but if he was in there and you need him to get on base, this would be the time.
Another strike. Good position there on that pitch from Valverde. Strike at the knees on the inside corner. And now Russell Branyan is down 1-2. Branyan this year batting .250 against right-handers, 154 against lefties. And he hits that one to left field, but it'll twist and go foul into the seats. Count remains 1-2 on Russell Branyan, who came back to the Tribe this year as a free agent in the offseason. He was drafted by Cleveland, came up with the Tribe, and in 2002 was traded for Ben Broussard to the Cincinnati Reds. He'd been back a couple of times to the AAA club for Cleveland, but Russell Branyan now here with the Indians in 2010 and hitting that one foul once again off to the left side and into the seats. There's Mark Grunzelanek. He's on deck. Russell Branyan just trying to find a way on so the Indians can get the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth. One out and a 1-2 count to Russell Branyan. It's out of the strike zone. 2-2 now to Russ.
Well, any way to get that base runner on to look at, he's asking what the count is just so you can bring that tying run to the plate, have an opportunity. You know, when you said that Russell Branyan was traded for Broussard, well, you know what? And then Broussard came for Chu. That's how we got Shin-Soo Chu.
Well, Branyan strikes out for the second out here today. And now the Indians down to their final out as we go back to the top of the order and Mark Grunzelanek. And don't forget to stay tuned after today's game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. We'll have the highlights from today's game. We'll also show you the pitching matchup for tomorrow. And Dave Chudowski will have updates from around the majors on our Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show coming up immediately following this one. And then stay tuned for Chuck's last call after that. Mark Grunzelanek broke the bat.
It just did like a javelin right out in front of the grass, right in. Thinking that thing had to be cracked when he brought it up. Watch this.
Got it off the end of the bat.
It looked like it was broke before he even went up there. It had to be. It looked like the barrel head just went flying. He didn't even hit the ball.
Do you remember bats breaking as much 25, 30 years ago as they have the last few years?
No,
I don't either. Pitch inside to Grunzelanek. 1-1 now to the Indians' second baseman. Mark 2 for 4 today. Single in the 6th inning, scored a run as well. He had a single in the 7th. To try to get his 3rd straight hit and give Grady Sizemore a shot. Mark's got to find a way on here first. Pine in tight. Grunzelanek getting dirty there.
There's one. He gets underneath, man. Cuts underneath it. And that ball runs up and under the chin.
So 2-1 now to Mark Grunzelanek here in the 9th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Tribe trailing by 2. Grunzelanek trying to find a way on. And he hits a ground ball to short. Santiago up with it, throws across, and the ball game is over. Final score, Detroit 6, Cleveland 4. Justin Verlander will get the win today for Detroit. Valverde will pick up the save. And the Indians now lose their 5th straight, and they go to 1-6 here on this homestand.